check something's happening. 'Cause I don't know how YouTube Live works.
Yeah, that's us live right now.
That should be us.
It's probably a slight delay.
Huh. Should be working. I'm gonna check the audio on it.
You did like 10 seconds ago.
Oh, that's a big delay. It just said slight delay. Just it's a little background noise. Wow. So keep talking. Just keep talking right now.
Keep talking that talk the talk. I will do what I have to do. I'll do what I gotta do, you know? I mean, if I have to keep talking, that's what I do best. I just talk. I don't shut up. One of my faults, my weaknesses.
Check.
Check a check.
Check. One of your faults. This is so weird.
Check.
Check.
How much wood could woodchuck chuck if woodchuck could chuck wood? Sally sells seashells on the seashore.
That really didn't. Oh, that's gotten a little bit better. I think that's much better. Check.
Yeah, you know, I'm not sure how I see myself
Yeah.
right now. I'm not sure how I see myself in this situation.
Why?
I'm looking at you instead of the mic. That's
Yeah.
why. Hit me with your best shot. Gotta hit me with your best shot.
I think that's pretty good. Yeah. Okay. I'm good with that.
You good where we're at?
I think so.
He's happy. I'm happy. I'm easy to please.
Ugh. Okay. We did it. Okay. First podcast. Hello.
COVID-19 update podcast.
COVID-19 is fucking awful and then fucking amazing at the same time. Oh my god, are we swearing? Are we allowed to swear?
I mean, we're not censored by anybody.
Fuck it. This is my shit.
I mean, no one's gonna. If you have a problem with swearing in this conversation, then you shouldn't watch. It's not on us, right? I mean, that's how I view it. But but again, I think swearing, if that's how you want to express yourself, and that's the best way to express yourself, and you feel like that those words are gonna help you express yourself, then go for it.
I've heard that honest people swear.
That's what Gary Vee says.
Oh, maybe I heard it from him.
Maybe.
I'm not a Gary Vee fan.
You've told me this before.
We've gone over
You're not a Gary Vee guy because you think he's like. Well, what is your specific issue with Gary Vee actually? Like I've heard it before. Like I kind of get where you're coming from, but like, can you remind me like what is your issue with Gary Vee, or like why like you're not into him?
Like, a lot of his shit is, it's so clickbaity, as in, like, his titles could be explained in a few minutes, and he's got like a 30-minute video for it, and the other 25 minutes is garbage. It's just him talking. He loves to hear his own voice, is my opinion.
Right. Well, okay, so one of his like most famous lines that I've heard of is like, someone asked him like a question like, hey, like what's like inspiration that I should have to like, I don't know, work hard, and like he like said like and like it was like in a car or whatever. Like the guy like ran to a car that Gary Vee was in. Gary Vee's like, "You're going to die." Like that was like his motivation speech. So I was like, that's all it takes. 4 words or less. You're gonna die. So I thought, wow, it's so cool. Until I realized that it's not even his line. It's Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs at the 2005 Stanford University graduation speech, which is freaking inspiring as hell. He says, "You're going to die. We are all going to die. So why do anything less besides chase your dreams?" Basically, it's a very inspiring speech. I absolutely love it. Like it's so eloquent and poignant, and he is at his best. And yeah, he says, "You're going to die. We're all already naked," he says, basically. So like, why are you trying to impress anybody? Why are you trying to like live someone else's dream? If you haven't found your passion, keep looking. Like every day he wakes up, well, before he died, every day he wakes up, he says, is what I'm about to do today, like if today was my last day, would this be what I want to do today? And if it's not, rethink things. So that kind of told me that, wow, Steve Jobs really lived his life. Like, this is a guy who dropped out of whatever college he was in. He's like, why the hell would I pay all this money on college that I have no idea what I'm doing here? I have no idea what to study or like what I want to study. He dropped out of school, stopped paying tuition, but kept auditing classes. So he found one class, calligraphy.
Oh, auditing. Right. Okay. Keep going.
I'm saying, but like, no, but like, he just walk in and like, truth is like, you really could. Like, any major university, there's no security necessarily. I mean, certain schools there are, like NYU, like I've been to, like they have to have a card shown as you walk in. But like USC, for example, just walk into any class you want. Honestly, if there's a seat, we'll sit down. But like he said, like that allowed him to explore these classes basically, which is probably illegal actually to them. Like they say, oh, you can't audit if you don't pay, but like no one's gonna call him out. But he said he walked into a calligraphy class, which was like, who the hell would take calligraphy? Like seriously, who in the right mind would take calligraphy for a grade? Or like it's not even on your thought process to think, oh, like which class would be fun? Calligraphy. He went in there and learned about calligraphy, what it took to make nice designs, and that became the basis for like the fonts in the new Mac that he made at one point. Like I don't know exactly what the timeline exactly, but he said that inspired font design. And Mac was the first one to bring that to an operating system or to a word processing system. So he said, without that random class that I took, I wouldn't have been able to help me in the future. So he basically says, like, screw college.
Sure. Well, like, I'm totally on that or all for it. But going back to it, his phrase or his quote where if this was your last day and you're not doing what you want to do, then go do something else. If this was my last day, I wouldn't choose it sitting in a calligraphy class.
Well, no, this I think was more like career-wise. He was talking about that, like this was when he was 18 years old, like figuring that out. So he was still very much in the what's it called, in the like learning phase. I mean, he was always learning. That's the truth, right? That's like he had a very growth-oriented, constantly learning mindset. But that was when he was 18 years old, trying to figure out what he wanted to do. I mean, he started Apple with Steve Wozniak in his early 20s. So I don't know exactly when they met or how that exactly started, because I don't know the full story about how they did what they did. But like Steve Wozniak was like very much the brains, the tech, and Steve Jobs was like the CEO, like the design, the salesmanship of the whole thing, whatever it is. So it was a great partnership. But I think his mindset, I feel like, was always like change the world. Like, I want to make an impact on the world, and I mean, how does a guy start Apple and then buy Pixar and make them also into like one of the best companies in the world as well? I mean, it's pretty incredible to have $2 billion companies. Now, Elon Musk does have multiple billion-dollar companies as well. It's just that their proven success is very different, I feel like, than like a Pixar and an Apple. Like Pixar and Apple, like Apple is worth over $1 trillion. Pixar is like, I think they've had one bad movie ever. Like ever. The Good Dinosaur was the one movie that I think like everyone says, yeah, that was a bad one. But like, that's a pretty crazy record. They were the first ones to bring, what's it called? The 3D live animation, wherever it is, to this big screen with Toy Story. Like, they're constantly like in the forefront of like not just storytelling, but also like the tech to tell those stories. So, and Steve Jobs was behind both of them, was behind Apple and behind Pixar. And Steve Jobs was even kicked out of Apple and they were going down. They brought him back in and went back up. I mean, crazy. I mean,
Coincidence, right?
coincidence, right? I mean, maybe. I don't know. I mean, look, it's funny because like I think hearing about Steve Jobs and his life story, first of all, it makes me want to microdose or like want to try it because he was pretty open with the fact that he's taken acid before, which is pretty interesting to me. A lot of successful people have taken acid and like come to these realizations. Like I just heard that Phil Jackson, the owner of 11 championship rings as a coach, 2 more as a player, he was like a hippie. He is a hippie. And he took acid even as a player. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. Now, like, I'm not sure if, like, put it this way, I don't know if I'd say, like, you'll become successful if you take acid, but those who are successful seem to take acid. So,
I mean, I used to smoke a lot of pot, and
so different.
oh,
So, have you ever, like, read about acid or, like the effects it has?
no.
So, okay, so recently, in the last, like, year or two, they actually, so, like, it's kind of hard to get, like, funding for like
Acid.
brain studies. Well, yeah, for like brain studies on acid, but like acids in general. Like it's like,
Okay.
oh, it's a controlled substance, you can't do that. But recently they did get a study done, and they did a brain scan of somebody on acid. Now, normally they say 10% of your brain is active at any given point.
Which I heard is false.
No. So what's false is that they say you only use 10% of your brain. What it really means is that you only use 10% of your brain at any given time. And there's a movie Lucy with Scarlett Johansson that like goes into the concepts like, oh, what if you activate your entire brain at the same time? Like what happens? The superpower thing. So that's obviously like fantasy. But they did an LSD study where they put someone on LSD and they did a brain scan. The entire brain is lit up. So imagine like you're looking at a tree and all of your senses are overloading. And like put it this way, everyone I've talked to, I mean, because I've never done acid, but I've talked to people who've done acid. And they talk about how like they come to realizations and truths and like they see like a tree and like they'll like realize it's alive and like they'll see it breathing. It's really trippy. Shrooms and acid.
So like my issue with drugs is like they heighten a bunch of stuff, and it's like, why would you ever not be on the drug then?
Because you physically or mentally cannot handle that much stimulation. Like there's a come down for a reason. Like you actually there's microdosing for a reason.
You
by the way.
never stop.
What's that meme? Like you're never high if you're always high.
Oh god. That's like the Velociraptor thinking one. Oh my god. Like that was my issue is like I loved being high and then the come down was such a bother that I just stopped coming down.
Right. I think, well, again, I think weed is much more easily abused. I mean, both can be abused, but like weed is more easily abused because it's so much more easily accessible, and like the effects it has on your brain aren't as physically taxing on you. I mean, acid like
Mentally taxing though.
yeah. I mean,
They're very mentally taxing after a while.
same, but weed though, I mean, it's supposed to relax you. Weed numbs you. I don't think acid numbs you.
Weed makes everything better, quote unquote.
Okay.
As in like it I actually read a book. I've got it like right over there. It's called Never Enough. And this woman, she got her PhD on like addiction. And it's fascinating. And weed, the cannabinoids, they attach to every receptor in the brain. Whereas like cocaine just attaches to certain receptors. What else? Heroin is for the pain receptors, and weed and alcohol attach to all receptors of the brain, which means it literally heightens everything. So when you have something that heightens everything, it's very difficult to step away from that and live life differently, because music's better, outside is better, breathing is better, lights are better, art is better, reading's better. Every stimulus becomes better because now every stimulus has just been heightened by this much.
You've tried to read while high on weed?
Okay, I watch YouTube.
There we go.
But like,
You can't read on weed.
I learned a lot of great shit and then I forget it.
Right. I mean, again, so it's reading about the effects, like not just I guess like on the brain, like oh like the receptors get attached to it, but like literally like talk to people who have been on weed, been on acid. They describe very different experiences. Like I mean, acid is like the next level of senses. I mean, everything becomes heightened. I mean, Molly, or like ecstasy, also same thing. Ecstasy is like the rush of dopamine, serotonin going through you is like every little bit of touch,
Right.
is like insane. Like people describe like having sex and like, oh, it's like there's nothing like an ecstasy induced sex. I'm like, that sounds cool, but like you said, it's like, why would I ever stop doing it then? It's so much better.
Right.
So I guess that's where it gets into like, why are we on this earth? to just feel good.
Why are we here?
It's a good question.
What's the point?
Kind of depends on your I don't know. It kind of depends on your upbringing, the values you've chosen to live with. I don't know. Everyone has a different purpose. Everyone makes their own purpose in some way.
I've gone on a kind of twisted mentality for that, as in everything is pointless. There is no meaning in anything. Nothing.
That's so depressing.
I'd say yes. It yeah.
It's so depressing.
But I'd also say it's very freeing. Because to me, once you can understand that there is no meaning in anything, life is pointless, well then you start to question why. Why is there no meaning? Why is life pointless? What is the point if it is pointless? And once there's nothing, well then everything has meaning. And everything has a point.
Yeah, but it's totally subjective. Also,
absolutely. That is the entire point. Is it's 1,000,000% subjective.
Right, but then it gets into another moral issue then of like, if everything's meaningless. Okay, so do you think there's inherent value in life?
Apparent value in life?
Like for life. I mean, like for a human life, what's the inherent value? Is there inherent value? Is there inherent value in life?
Well, what do you mean? Inherent value.
Like human life. You know, we consider it to be a very sacred thing, right? Don't kill people, respect other. Like say like where does the human. Okay, so I asked this because like I'm Jewish Orthodox, right? And
right.
we are born on this earth for a mission, right? God put us on this world to fulfill a mission. What is that mission? We don't know, actually. I mean, we do have like the Torah, we have like all the laws that we have to keep, and like there's a sort of like semblance of like a guide, but every person has their own strengths and weaknesses, right? So you have to use your strengths to, move forward in life, but also work on your weaknesses to like perfect yourself and become closer to God. So like so that's why. So like every person is created, they say, in the image of God.
Okay.
So because of that kind of is like the basis for like, yeah, that's why you don't kill people, because everyone's at their own world, because God put them on this world for a reason. Every human being. Doesn't matter. I guess my question is then like, sort of a leap, but just because like, if you're saying it's all meaningless, then why is human life valuable? To be a good person, like, oh yeah, don't kill somebody. It's not cool.
Yeah, like simply, it's like, so no, there is no meaning, there is no point. So then human life isn't valuable. But what I find very difficult to do, human life to us is everything. You're going to live 90-ish years, hopefully, fingers crossed, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, why would you go out and rob somebody of 70 years of life?
Why not? Doesn't matter. What if
does it matter to you to take it from them?
What if my meaning is killing people?
Well, then that's
pretty messed up. Twisted. Well, I'm just saying I'm saying it's
I'd say go play a video game.
Yeah. Well, they say that people play video games more, kill people more, like the whole kids thing.
I know millions. I don't know millions of people, but I've played with millions of people probably,
yeah.
And I don't think any one of them turned into one of those killers.
Yeah, it's really funny how like people used to push that idea of like,
it's
if kids play video games, it's actually funny. Kids who play video games they say are much faster reaction times. They can think on their feet better. Like there's actually a lot of like life skills you get from video games. It's so interesting.
It trains your brain,
for
man.
sure. Absolutely.
Like, I've learned so much more from video game, more than in school. I've learned a lot from video games, a lot. And
Well,
I'm
problem
fucking
solving
quick.
wise, you've learned a lot. Not say content, but problem solving.
I've learned content too.
What content?
I learned about medieval weaponry before we hit the medieval era in 5th grade. Legit. I remember it. I was like, oh my God, I learned something in video games before class.
So you came to class fully prepared for like, I mean, was there a
Yeah,
class
like
on
I knew what
weaponry?
a scimitar was. I knew what a longsword was, a pikeman, all
'Cause
that
you were
shit.
active. It was active learning. It wasn't just like reading off a book. It was like, no, I'm actually using these weapons. I'm killing people with this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like living this stuff.
It was freaking great.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm definitely of the opinion that you learn from anything. That they like. It's funny. So like going to Jewish school is like, oh, like you can't watch TV. That was because I went to a really like religious school. But my family wasn't like that religious. Like obviously religious, but like we like watch TV, movies, whatever. So when I was told, like, I don't know, as a little kid, like, oh, TV rots your brain and it's bad for you, blah blah. The worst thing to tell me as a kid is that I can't do something, or that like, oh, like I like proving people wrong. Like to
Yes.
this day, I still like proving people wrong.
Absolutely.
It's like a real pride issue.
I'm the same way. You tell me not to do something, and I'm 10%, like 50%
Not say don't
more
do it, but
likely
it's
to
like
do it.
like you say this idea of like, oh, like, you know, or like, oh, like you are not able to do something, like doubt my ability to do something. I'm like, watch me. So
Yeah.
when I was told by teachers like, oh, hey, like TV like it's useless, blah blah, I'm like, challenge accepted. So like I used to come to class
God.
all the time. Like what, like a few times in particular, like I remember like saying something that like, I learned from TV, and they were like shocked because it was like, I guess way above what they thought I could know. Like, how'd you know that? I'm like,
Discovery Channel, Planet Earth.
I would just be like, TV. They're like, oh, okay, okay, next, moving on.
God.
Like they did not want to hear it.
Dude, going on that point, when I was first coming out to California, my grandma was like, you can't do it. I was like, what? She literally told me you can't do it. She doesn't remember this now. She denies it. I mean, she's 100 years old, so like bless her
Triple
soul.
digits.
Yeah.
Yo, may she live and be well, dude. Amazing.
Yeah, she's a
dude.
homie now. But she legit was
Whoa.
like, you can't do it. You won't make it to California. And I was like,
Whoa.
I didn't say this to her, but in my head, I was like, bitch, try me. Let's go.
From grandma?
From grandma.
Our grandma's always like the
She
most
was supposed to be my
supportive.
#1 supporter.
Our grandma's like the type that like just you can do no wrong. You can do anything.
Yeah, but this was like 10 years ago. So when you're above the age of 90, she can do no wrong. Filter gone.
That's true. That's true. Interesting. Did she like raise you? Kind of, or no? Is it
No,
no,
not
okay.
at all. No, but I mean, she was
was
lived,
around.
like 12 minutes away. You know,
So you saw her all the time.
Frequently, you know, every family party, all this stuff. Like, did I see her every day? No. Did I see her every week? No.
But you saw her very frequently.
Yeah.
So she's seen you grow up and.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, she
all
was
that
always
stuff.
there.
But she was always much older at this point. She's 100 now. So
Yeah.
she was already much older when you were born.
Yeah, she was widowed when I was like 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got some good genes in there, bro. Damn.
Yeah, it's so funny because I got my family out here, and like we all talk about her because like she's the oldest living family member. She's
Wow.
the matriarch of the family. I'm like, yeah, like those genes are awesome. We're so lucky. And then the family out here is like, we don't have those genes. I'm like, what? They're like, no, we're from the other grandmother or the other grandparent. I'm like, ooh, who are you talking about? We, because those are my genes. I'm like, sucks to suck.
Wait, so how they related to you? It's like it's your grandma's like sister?
No, it was my grandma's husband. So my grandfather. There were 3 siblings there.
Oh,
So they're one
so
of
it's
those
through
3.
marriage.
Yeah, so the
Okay.
grandma's through marriage. The good genes are through marriage, but that's my blood. I'm like,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. Nice, dude. Well, you still gotta stay healthy and stuff. It just puts you on a, I guess, easier path. But the thing is, like, genes only make up, I don't know, like whatever. Like they only help so much because like you have to still stay in shape, eat healthy, like all that jazz. You can't expect to like live a long life. I mean, what did your grandmother do to like, or what did she do to like live to that age? Did she have advice like, yeah, don't smoke, don't drink, like the classics?
Yeah, she sits in a black chair all day and reads. She gives me no stories about like eating well or being healthy or active.
No
or
advice.
anything.
She's 100 years old. She's like, you've never asked her like, hey, grandma, how'd you live to 100? Like, what's your advice? Nothing.
Nah.
She's just like, I don't know.
She just does it.
God hasn't taken me yet. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like she's still got something to do. She just became a great grandmother like a month ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Right?
Wow. Great grandma. My grandma is actually a great grandma. My cousins have kids.
Yeah, I'd say in your culture, there's a lot more of that.
Well, yeah, because kids get married at like 20.
Yeah.
So my grandma got married when she was 19, post World War.
I mean, at that time, that was very normal then,
Right.
too.
But then she had kids like very soon after. Like
Yeah,
my dad's the
it was
oldest.
like rush into it type of thing.
Well, it was just like, all right, get married. She moved from New York to LA.
And like 2 weeks later, preggers.
And it was like within a year she was pregnant. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But then like she had a few kids, a few boys, and then my uncle, whatever, like, and then all the grandkids had their kids, and then all the kids had their kids. So now she's a grandma, and then her oldest great grandkid is I think 5 or 6, but she's like multiple now. Like she has 3 from one. I think she has like 5 or 6
Like that's just
great
so
grandkids.
much.
No, but she had this like when she was like in her mid 70s. She got great grandkids because everyone gets married pretty young.
Yeah.
Because my cousin got married and she was like 19, 20 years old. The first guy she dated.
Jeez.
Because like in our culture, we like, well, it's funny to say Jewish culture is really just a misnomer because like there's so many different types of Jewish cultures. So it's like, I'll say like in my community or like my family, it's like we basically only date for marriage. Like I don't think any of us really have had like boyfriend girlfriends really, but like
Right.
So like when you start dating at like I don't know, the girls start dating like right away, like 19, 20 years old, like right after high school, like right after like they go like abroad for a year, they start dating right away,
Nice.
and they are way too young. I mean,
Not
most
nice.
of the time, most of the time. It's funny. I've actually gone out with girls fresh out of like the
Fresh out of the cradle.
basically it's like 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds, and like I'm like 25, which isn't like a crazy age difference, but like at 20 to 25 it's very dramatic. Like at 23, 28 it's like way less dramatic because like they're just a certain
23,
maturity.
28 is a huge gap.
But yeah, the same 5-year gap at 20 to 25 is different from let's say 25 to 30. So like there's a certain point where like the age gap is not a big deal because everyone's mature enough. At 20,
True.
You are a child. You are a little child.
Absolutely.
So like I've gone out with these girls and they're just like they're not well thought out for the most part. I mean, it's not across the board. Obviously, they're very mature 20-year-olds, but like
They haven't like established their own.
there's no self-identity. There's no
Yeah.
like they're just like I don't know, like just like they're just being told to date. I'm like, have you taken control of your own thought process yet? Also, like there's a weird maturity that comes with just like living life. Like these are girls or like people in general. Like it's not even about like going to college and like experiencing life. It's just there's a weird maturity that kind of goes on as you just get older, assuming you're growth oriented and assuming you're like, you know, sort of like of the world. You just inherently get more mature and you start to develop your own, hopefully your own thought process, your own self-identity, your own, I don't know, value system, as opposed to these 19, 20-year-olds who I've gone out with. And it's like, wow, I feel like like I had a girl who was telling me one time, like, yeah, she won't go to a concert unless her mom gives her permission. And she was like 20. I was like,
Goodbye.
basically, I was
Talk to you never.
I was just like, wow, I don't understand that. Because I've had so much freedom growing up, and I've had so much freedom like since I was even in high school. Like, yeah, there were certain like unspoken rules of like, let me know where you're at, but it wasn't like I had to ask my dad permission for things. Like, can I go to a concert?
Oh,
I would
man.
tell my dad, hey, I'm going to XYZ concert. I'll be back at this time. Like, okay, be careful.
I mean, even then though, he could say no, you're not.
He could, but you know, I don't think he saw an issue with going to a concert.
Right.
That was it, you know, and I think to tell me no would have just done. There's no good to that. Like for a kid to feel repressed and suppressed like that, it's just never, no good can come from that.
Oh, I'm like, it's just bringing up repressed memories now. Like, I'm so pissed. Like, I had a girlfriend. She bought me tickets to Warped Tour
Dope.
in Chicago at like Tinley Park. Super sweet. I was 16, so definitely that like prime Warped Tour age. And my dad was like, he didn't say I couldn't go, but he was like, you can't take my car. I was like, well, why are you doing this? He's like, because I don't want my car in the city. Like, it's dangerous. I'm like, you're such a piece of shit.
Isn't Chicago dangerous though for like Cars get jacked all the time, I've heard.
It wasn't about cars getting jacked. It was him being a piece of shit. Yeah. He knows it. He wouldn't let me have a sleepover in high school because he thought we would sneak out of whose ever home we were at and then go to the city, get drunk, and get raped by a hobo.
Besides the last part, was he right?
No.
Would you guys have done that?
Me? No. Our
Would your
sleepovers
friends
were
have-
all about just like playing video games all night long.
You know what I would do probably?
But like,
I'd have you constantly check in with me.
it was before cell phone. It was during when cell phones came out, so I didn't have one. But I mean, I checking constantly. The issue is he doesn't want to wake up at 3 a.m. for a check-in.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of tough.
That's the thing. And I mean, I did come from an affluent area, actually very Jewish. I don't know. Doesn't really matter, but #1 high school in the nation. So like, those kids were doing that.
Of course they were.
That school actually has the largest scale drug bust of any school in the nation.
Really?
Yeah.
The affluent neighborhood.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised
It
at
was
all.
so funny.
Of course, dude. What do you mean?
Biggest weed bust
They are
ever.
enterprising young adults, you know what I'm saying, who are just
so
like,
dumb.
they have all this money to, like, this all their allowance money, just like, yo, let's make a ton of money. Let's just sell weed.
No, they're just, well, I think it more so came from they're super bored and these parents are so detached from their kids.
Okay, I am so, okay, so like, I was on a date last night. I told you this, right? I was on a date last night and like came up like parenting and stuff. Yeah, I know.
COVID-19 dating.
We were yeah, I know. We went
I'm
to
actually hearing a lot of people doing that right now.
Well, I saw her in person. Like, we went to bioluminescence. Like, we didn't hold on, like, we didn't touch or anything like that. You know, we were, I think, pretty safe.
Mask off.
We saw the. It was kind of
Fucking with you.
on and off actually, like whatever. But like, in public, we would definitely have the masks on. I mean, but we went to see the bioluminescence by Venice Beach.
I want to go see that
Super
shit.
cool. So, I mean,
Is it?
It's okay. So, people talked about how like certain parts of the sand you can like walk on.
I was just about to say
Okay,
that. Like,
we
the
didn't have
water
that.
looks cool,
We
but
didn't
like,
have
I
that.
saw a video yesterday of
Marina
the
Del Rey has
sand
that.
doing it.
Marina Del Rey has that, it seems like. So we didn't go there. We went to just Venice Beach, which was packed, by the way. No one gives a crap about like any of this like closed beach crap.
Oh, really?
The entire beach packed. Like, everyone's distancing properly, but like there was, for the entire stretch of the beach, miles. No one cared. Even though it says like Venice Beach closed, everyone just like walks past that sign's like, I don't care. And
See,
cops weren't out, like no one cared.
Why did they close the beaches to begin with? Have you ever been to the beach and been within 6 feet of another group?
Another
No.
group? No, definitely not. No.
Never.
I'm not trying to be with other people.
Right? The beach is big. And even on like, there was a really crowded day once. It was like maybe low 90s here. And still there was so much
Beach
beach
is
space.
huge. There's so much sand.
There's so
like
much
like
sand.
there's just, I'm saying like people can very responsibly go to the beach, and
That's the last thing they should have
and
closed.
them closing it is like, the also like the more places you close, the more places that are open get packed, because people like want to go outside, like they want to go on hikes, they want to go to the beach. So when you close the beach, all right, where people gonna go? Now the hikes are like whatever hike here or there is open is packed.
Right? Like,
And
I was
people
going to
can't
go
distance.
yesterday and I was like, dude, I'm not even going to be able to park.
Of course not. Oh, right here. No, for sure not. For sure not, dude. If it's even open, officially speaking, it's probably not.
I thought the Angeles Forest opened.
I have no idea. Like, I've not kept up, but like when I heard they closed the hikes and the beaches, I'm like, that is not conducive to this entire situation.
Right.
People can, I think. Also, the big issue is crowds. Not like, I think, passing one person at a time or like walking with. Social distancing to me is like, you shouldn't be within 60 people for like more than like a few minutes, let's say, because that's when you're breathing on each other and you like sneeze.
Yeah, don't sneeze on somebody.
But if you walk past somebody, I really don't think that's how it spreads. I don't know. I'm not a scientist, but like I don't think that like I'm walking on the beach and like I accidentally walk past somebody who came out of nowhere and like I walk past them. Oh shit, I'm gonna spread it now.
Like, I heard that like it's airborne, it's not airborne, it's spread through surfaces.
Every day it changes.
Right, but bottom line is it can't spread through the air outside. It can't survive UV. Nothing can.
That's true.
Right?
The UV thing is definitely true. Yeah.
It just can't. So I say, let's open up Coachella. No, I'm kidding.
Because that's saying, so crowds, packed crowds, yes. do not have crowds. And in fact, I've been hearing that they're not going to be allowing any type of crowds, concerts, festivals. By the way, there's no way Coachella's going on in October.
I am
There is
so
no way.
pissed. Not about Coachella, never been, but like,
yeah, the concerts. She told me
there were so many good shows this year.
everything's being delayed. I've heard nothing till 2021. And by the way, what they're not telling you, by the way, is probably mid 2021 earliest. That's what they're not telling you, because the reality is that they are not going to allow it to any crowd to go on until they have like a vaccine or a very effective treatment. We're like, all right, no worries. You got COVID. Come to the office today, get some treatment. Like, that's the only way they're going to allow it. So 2020 has been canceled in essence.
2020 go home, you're drunk.
2020 go home. You are blasted right now. Which is very unfortunate, because I think a lot of people had the mindset of like, yo, 2020 is my year, right? And it did start off strong, I feel like, right? January, February.
I started off strong.
And
like
then,
we were podcasting, I was making videos, shit was going off.
And then mid-March, you kind of got blown. You got blown up, dude.
Blown away, roasted. So now the big question is, this is going to be our life for like the foreseeable future.
I think through 2020.
Possibly through 2020.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think any difference until like September.
I'm with that.
So what do we do? How like, cuz I mean, this has been my mentality, especially the first 2 weeks, and now I'm hearing it through others on the internet. They're like, "Oh, this was like spring break." But now that it was longer than a week, it's more like summer break, like in between going from like 7th grade to 8th grade or something. Like, this is just time off.
But we're adults.
It's
not like we're like, I mean, personally, I'm not kicking it every day. I'm working.
We're like, oh,
in some fashion, or it is like I have work from home, and like I do have assignments to do. Like I'm not like let's say like a college student, let's say, who just has their work to do and like they can just chill the rest of the day. For me, it's like I'm actually like working from home and like I have stuff to do. So it's not a vacation.
For me, it's like John Mulaney. I'm a horse without a leash. It's just
nice. Okay.
Like I
You're running free.
I have no supervision. I have the internet, and like I just no motivation, nothing.
Well, because you have all the possibilities in the world, which leaves you with like, it's basically analysis paralysis. It's like you have so many things that you can do,
paralysis,
and like you just can't even choose one because you have so many options.
Right, there's too many options, and then also like I just don't have a reason. Like why would I go make my life harder when I'm getting paid, I'm getting by, and I am somewhat happy, definitely content.
Comfort zone
Is a bitch, dude. Like I've been thinking about it so much recently. All I want to do is move to a new country, like literally just
Thailand.
Like blow. I was thinking Australia.
That's expensive though. Thailand's like that place that all these like
but
digital entrepreneurs go, because it's like super cheap.
That's
to like
true.
live. Like super cheap to live, and like these guys can like live on like $1,000 a month. It's like crazy.
You could live on $1,000 a month a lot of places.
Can you? Like comfortably?
After rent, yeah.
I'm saying including rent. Thailand's crazy. I've heard.
Yeah,
I don't know actually, but like Thailand's like, you see so many fools who go there and just like will start their online whatever they do there, and I'm like,
but see, like I would go there and I wouldn't do anything then, because like I wouldn't even need money because shit would be so cheap.
you would need money even less.
Yeah,
like you have so much money, like I don't even care. I'm kidding.
Like I'm not trying to like do that. I don't know what I want to get out of my comfort zone, because like whenever I travel, it's the best time of my life.
When have you traveled? And where have you traveled?
The big ones, Israel and Europe, when I did those 3 weeks in Europe. So it was 2 for work, and then I took 1 for vacation.
That's right, I remember this.
And met the friend, and we went to Paris, and then from Paris I went to Rome and like hooked up with some random people I've met. And
I was so impressed by that. By the way, I still remember that story you told me. I was like, did you just go to a random ass meetup with random people? And like, I was like, dude, I was like, you're the coolest guy in the world. I was like, I would have the balls to do that.
I get that a lot from that experience. I'm like, dude, like, for me, it was I was anxious about it, but I think it had been 2 days, maybe just a day. It was probably just a full day. I was like, I can't do another day of like touring by myself, and it's like push came to shove. I was like, I gotta go. Like, this is a bunch of people who don't know anybody, and like that's where I thrive. When everybody doesn't know anyone, I thrive.
We've been there before. Yeah, you do really well in this situation.
And so it's just like, fuck it.
Because everyone's anxious. Everyone's just
Yeah, because you're in the
nervous.
same boat, and if we're in the same boat, then like I just put on a smile. I'm like, hey, who are you? I'm scared.
I'm scared. Hi, nice to meet you.
Yeah,
No, I
be my
feel
friend,
that.
please. And I mean, like,
You're genuine.
I'll be honest. There was like 2 people that I met there. Okay, so we made a group of like 4 or 5 of us, and like there were 2 where that didn't mesh with the group for sure.
It's so awkward.
And it was awkward.
It's so awkward.
It was so lame.
Did they like keep trying to talk to people, or like how did
It
they
was more so like we all meshed that night, and then we made plans to meet up tomorrow or the next
Amazing.
day, and we went to like it was Rome's Independence Day, Rome's 4th of July.
Oh my god.
And so we went to like a Romanian
Roman.
thank you, a Roman food festival. It was freaking awesome.
Amazing.
And it was so fun. And then like the one dude was like, I want to do this, and it's like, well, we're all here hanging out, and it's like all of a sudden we were clashing, and it got way less cool. But I mean, it was still like way better to be with people than like to be by myself.
Have you kept in touch with any of those people?
No, absolutely
No,
not.
Absolutely not. It was just a matter of convenience more.
Yeah,
Great vibe
'Cause,
in
like,
the moment.
I mean, there was one girl that like I vibed with, one woman, and then
Woman.
yeah, she was pretty cool.
Not a girl, she's a woman.
Yeah, she was super cool. So like out of the whole group, there was only like one person that I would actually like want to be friends with after that.
Mhm.
It's like, fuck it, I'm never coming back. Like, whatever.
Were they locals? Like or are they also travelers?
One traveler, maybe 2 travelers.
And the rest were locals?
Yeah, the Roman woman was local.
Okay, so if they're a local, don't they have their own friend? Like, what's
Well, like,
their...
like they came recently. Like it's been like they
Oh, they
moved a
moved
couple
there.
months ago. Or
Oh,
something.
okay, so they're new locals.
Yeah.
They're not like homebred locals.
Yeah, I think she was like from Rome, and then she actually studied in Oklahoma. She went to school in Oklahoma. I was like, "What? Why would you choose
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma?
Of any
of
city in
every
the U.S.
any U.S. city,
New York City.
right?
Anywhere in Florida.
Like, why go to the
California,
middle landlocked piece
Oklahoma?
of shit?
I've never been to
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. You've been to Oklahoma before? I've never been to Oklahoma.
No, and like
Did she
we
dr-
drove for all the family vacations. I don't think we ever drove through Oklahoma.
No one goes to Oklahoma.
There's no point.
What's there to do in Oklahoma?
I don't know. She showed me pictures of snow. I was like, that's stupid.
Did she feel like she got the American experience?
I'm kidding. I'm
That
kidding.
is so funny. No, I'm saying like these
I
people.
tried to give her the American experience.
You sav. No, I mean like when she like okay, so I've met the international students. Let's say like USC for example, right?
Right.
And because like I grew up there, whatever, and I went to school there, and like first of all, they all like talk about the U.S. being like the greatest country in the world. Like they're like
Idiots.
We are so lucky.
So dumb.
Well, relative to their own situations.
I mean, I gotta go try Australia. That seems to be like the greatest. Probably New Zealand. Like, how
New
can you be so
Zealand's
pissed when there's so many?
They're at
sheep?
0. You know, they're at 0 COVID case. Like they're at, like
See?
they cut their cases to 0.
Let's go.
But I have to read more about it. They're actually led by a woman prime minister who was
Great.
pregnant while in office.
I don't care.
And then it just I'm saying like I don't care either, but like
Seems like you care.
no, I'm noting it because the media's
I'm
noted
fucking
it.
with you.
And basically like it's so funny because like people make it out like look, she's like breaking norms, which she is. Like I've never heard of a prime minister having a kid in office. Like I think she even took maternity leave.
Just got.
A little bit, like a few
Okay,
weeks.
so that's the only time where I'd be like,
No, but like first
But
of
I mean,
all,
is she a puppet anyways? A figure?
no. She's a real leader. So like people who are like, oh, like there's sexism in politics because like women can't become leaders. I'm like, I don't think that's necessarily true. I think people. I mean, first of all, I think to say that someone, it's all about for me qualifications. she sounds like was the most qualified person to become our minister. So I'm like, yeah,
Great.
I'd vote for her. I don't give a crap that she's a woman or that she's pregnant. It's like, is she the most qualified? Yes. Okay, cool. Yeah, my vote. Like, I'm not thinking about like, but she's a woman. Like,
I don't care
Can
at all.
she lead a country? Like, she has the experience. She has the knowledge. She has the whatever, the charisma, the leadership. That's all I think about personally.
I think building off of that, this is going to be absurd, and a lot of people are going to be like, "You're an idiot."
Okay.
We should just have blind candidates for presidency. No party denomination, no picture, no name, no voice. Like have all the debates like typed out or whatnot. No charisma, no anything. And
Purely content.
It's just candidate 1, candidate 2, candidate 3. Get rid of this popularity contest. Because I really feel that's what politics in America is now. It's a popularity contest.
It's about representing your constituents. It's about representing values, representing your
Do you
platform.
feel represented?
Right now, no. Definitely not.
I don't think anybody knows what our millennial generation wants.
But, well.
And they think they know what we need.
And
they're wrong.
You know what? I don't think they even are thinking along those lines. They're thinking about the country as a whole.
I think they're about saving the boomers' retirement fund. That's all they're thinking about. And I'm adamant on that.
I mean, our deficit is kind of a shit show, and it's about to hit $4 trillion this year because of the stimulus.
I thought we were like 16 or 17 trillion.
No, that's the overall debt. But this is like, we're gonna add
another 4
trillion this year. Yeah.
Oh well, what's another 5 then? Give us another.
Okay, this is gonna be a little deep, and I'll stop after this. But like, there's this financial theory. It is the most absurd thing I've ever heard.
Ooh, I like it already.
That it doesn't matter how much debt the countries take out. It doesn't matter. I'm like, okay. The only reason why you're allowed to take out debt is because people buy those bonds and they buy that debt, assuming that they're going to get paid back at some point. You know, the U.S. hasn't paid back principal in like 15 years, only been interest payments. At some point, it's how finance works. You have to pay down your debt and pay down your principal.
Not if they just keep adding more.
Then it just breaks down the whole like, oh, I'll give you debt and you can use my money.
Well, that's the thing.
You have to have that exchange.
Just never let it break down.
What? Well, right now it hasn't broken down because we never had it break down. But like, imagine if the U.S., which is like the global reserve currency, people lose faith in it. Imagine if we were to start.
I think we're too big for that to happen. Literally, we'd have to have an outside player, which is aliens.
I mean, COVID's doing a pretty damn good job.
Doesn't matter. They'll just make up money.
No,
I think I heard that there's not enough paper money that supports the actual currency.
Well, because we went off the gold standard, and now it's like just fiat currency. Like, it's total
So
BS.
like, who cares at this point? You just print
just
it.
Credits.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, like, honestly, I don't think, because I've kind of thought about this in a different way. Like, yeah, there's an issue there. There is. But
Huge issue.
If we all play along, maybe there's not. Maybe.
Oh, it's like the emperor who wears no clothes. What's it called? Like the emperor's new clothes. They're like, he's actually naked and
Emperor's New Groove.
No, so it's like this is like old parable where like the emperor like gets new clothes and like, oh, it's invisible. He walks around naked, and everyone plays along like, oh wow, the emperor's clothes are so nice. And little kids like, the emperor's naked. What, is emperor's clothes right now? Like, no, like we're naked right now. We are fucked.
Gonna be.
Not. Yeah, that's the thing. Boomers are fine.
I know.
They'll be dead before we have to deal with this.
Right. Okay. So back to my point real quick. So like, why does it take 2 weeks to get paid?
What do you mean? Like why is it bi-weekly?
Like I work tomorrow is Monday. It's going to take me 2 weeks to get paid for Monday's work.
It's a funding issue. Operations. It's a cash flow thing.
It's not.
It is. There are things. Okay.
If we're all running off of this imaginary debt, I should be able to get paid instantly. Like, you know, I work 4 hours. I clock out for my lunch break. I get those 4 hours.
Certain companies can do that, but even for the big corporations, like there's a lot of behind the scenes movement of financing.
They're just floating debt around.
No, it's not that. It's like literal accounts are like moving stuff around.
It just doesn't matter. It's
No,
all
no,
just
no, I'm saying
ones and zeros now.
okay. The account that pays your salary is probably not fully funded until like a day or two before it has to get like paid out.
I have that experience already.
It's awkward, right? But like
Super awkward.
I'm saying, it's like where's just thank God like I'm in a very stable company. It's a family office, so it's like really chill. And like, but even that, like I've heard them have to like move money around the accounts. Like, oh wait, is the payroll account funded? Oh, it's not. All right, we got to do a wire transfer, whatever it is.
Right.
Like they have like their complicated accounting in play that obviously they don't tell me because like it's not my job to
There's
know.
no need to know.
Well, I kind of want to know because like I'd want to understand accounting better and like LLCs and like how like the funding
Right.
works there. But like they have their reasons for why they fund certain things at certain times. But that's why you can't get paid out daily. Some jobs do pay out daily, like delivery guys get paid out daily, for example. Like I know that because that's like they don't need to fund a massive account.
Right.
It's one or two
It's
dudes
just-
in a shop or a Domino's, let's say, and you just pay them out of like an account. It's like it's much easier. Imagine having to pay out hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars, bi-weekly, which these companies do.
Yeah. I mean, like,
Regal Cinema, just as one example, okay? This isn't even their payroll. So Regal Cinema, I mean, it's one of the bigger, it's a global cinema theater, but basically, their monthly rent payments are $50 million.
do people even go to movies anymore?
That's a different debate. See, it's funny, right? This is similar to okay. So they keep raising the price of movie tickets because less people keep going. It's kind of like
Oh wow.
it's a bad Ponzi scheme, really, because like,
They need to make the movie tickets free,
well, then people will go, obviously, yeah.
and then people
Well-
will buy popcorn, which
well,
is
the
how they
big-
make their money, anyways, right?
No, actually,
I thought that's how the cinema makes their money.
yes. So cinema makes money, I believe, on the concessions. That's a big part of their business plan
Yeah.
because like the markup on those is insane. And they do like a marketing ploy, how they price the small, medium, and large popcorn. They induce you to get the large popcorn every time. Because you're like, oh, 50 cents more for a large. Pff, that's worth it. So you go for the large.
And it doesn't cost them 50 cents.
More. No, of
Yeah,
course not. It's brilliant.
popcorn.
No, but
It costs
it's
nothing.
it's a decoy strategy, basically. I read about it. It's pretty cool. But
I do that for drinks all the time.
but that's what they get you. Because like you're like, all right, small is too small, so I go medium. But once I'm at a medium, it's only a little bit more to get the large. I get the large, right? Screw it.
And I mean, for you and I, as a consumer, it's more bang for your buck, worth it.
But I'm saying, yeah, it's true. But again, it's how they price things. Like they play games. Although
I'm okay with it.
oh, so am I.
Totally.
But like that's how they do it. How they price things, very very important. Other than that, though, I think they have to pay for the movie, right? From the
Distributor.
Thank you.
Let's say.
I don't know exactly how the percentages work, but I think they have like of those movie tickets. I think a percentage goes to the distributor. It's like it's different deals depending on the I guess the deals. But recently, Universal said they're gonna basically go straight to video on demand instead of the usual like, hey, we're gonna release a movie into a
Interesting.
theater for 90 days, and after 90 days, go to video on demand. They've had such big success with their movies, like during COVID, basically going straight to video on demand and people having to rent it for like $20.
Oh, no
And they've
way.
seen such crazy like demand. Now I'm like, guys, like, will that actually happen when it's non-COVID? That's the big question. Everyone's at home.
Absolutely.
I don't know about that. Everyone's at
Netflix and chill, man.
No, I know, but would you
best
pay?
date night.
Would you
Yes.
pay? Would you pay $20 for a movie
Yes.
at home?
I'd rather not pay 20, but I will pay 5 to 10.
It's not 5 to 10, it's
Easy.
20. They pay you to rent it. I think you have it for 3 days or something like that.
Well, then it's like, 20 is a little much. Because 20 you don't really want to
But
spend
that's
for
what
two
they've been
people.
seeing. They've been seeing demand of people like basically paying $20 to see Trolls World Tour, whatever it was, like the last movie that came out.
Oh.
So AMC is like, oh, we are not allowing any Universal picture movies at our theaters after COVID. This is effective immediately. And now it's like, oh shit, there's a fight about to brew. And AMC is about to go bankrupt also. But that's because they've taken out a shit ton of debt. They were already teetering on the brink before this happened. And now it's like they have all that rent to pay. Employees are all gone. And they still are screwed.
So, back to the movies thing, because
Yeah.
this is an actual question I have. how does Netflix make? So like Will Smith does like a movie for Netflix.
They pay him.
How does Netflix quantify the value of that movie?
The number of streamers, the number of watches, I think, is how they.
But I
do
mean,
it
it doesn't make them money. Like they're already streamers.
You mean like they're already paying subscribers?
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know how Netflix makes money because once they get a subscriber, it's a subscriber. That's why they spend how many billions on content? It's insane.
Right. So like obviously they need the content to keep the subscriber, but
Right.
it's just like how do you
Keep them engaged.
value that?
Keep them
Yeah.
from not cutting your service.
Yeah. Cuz I mean, I
And
got a
there-
lot of
and there is a
subscriptions
price.
now and it's like half the time people are just too lazy to cancel it.
Yeah, because it's like, what's the highest price for Netflix now? I don't even know.
I
don't have
use-
Netflix.
I use somebody else's account.
I literally
which
don't
is
have-
totally okay, by the way.
I
Not frowned upon.
don't have Netflix. I don't have prices. But like,
Nope.
They also slowly have raised the price. If you noticed.
I did see that it was like $13 or something.
I mean, but it's crazy. Like if you add to how many millions of subscribers, a couple of bucks a month, that's a small pop per person, but that's a
But, like,
lot of money.
Is that for current subs or is that for new
No, current.
subs?
Current.
So they can just change the price on
That's
current.
in the term of service. They can change your price. It's not like grandfathered in.
Shady.
It's like, all right, you also go up.
Yikes.
Same with Amazon Prime. When you renew, all right, either you cancel now or like you renew at the higher price.
I use my grandma's. Bless her soul. Shout out.
So I was at 99, now it's at 119. But like $20 more a year, I'm fine with that. I use Prime all the time. I actually use Prime Video a lot. Prime Video is pretty solid.
I don't find much great content on it.
They have
personally.
some solid original content actually. Like it's not the best, but like I don't. Again, I use Prime for a lot more of the shipping stuff, and like by the 2-day shipping.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
absolutely.
god! Like just that alone, by the
Absolutely.
way, is worth the $120 a year.
Like everything we're using here is like Prime.
yeah, I mean it's
Yeah.
it's incredible. But also like it's funny like that's the new standard. Like when I see something takes more than 2 days, I'm like, what's your problem? Like what's taking so long? What
Yeah.
takes so long?
Yeah, right.
Also,
Like, we're
I
so
refuse to pay for
sensitive.
shipping. Like I patently refuse to pay for shipping. It could be $2. I don't care. I'm like that's BS.
I know what you paid for shipping for though. Oh no! We
Down-
lost B-dubs.
B-dubs. I'm just out there.
That's too funny. Shit was bound to happen.
It was. What happened there?
The wind blew.
The wind. There she blows.
Let's
Let's recalibrate here.
yeah.
There she blows.
It's working.
I'm out of focus.
Is it because it like fell?
It
Dude, it's tweaking.
seems like it's trying to focus, but it can't.
Yeah, it's trying so hard.
Ah, we got. Oh, it's closer, I think. Right?
It's so janky. Is there like something on the lens? Oh, there definitely is some shit.
You were in focus.
Oh, was I really?
Yeah.
Ah, technical difficulties.
I'm just a blur. See, like your hand is in focus, but it's like not able to get me.
Why not?
Do you have to zoom in and out quick seconds? Maybe
Yeah, try that.
doesn't like me.
Huh. We're just gonna do something real quick.
Do a little reset.
Yeah, we're just gonna do a little reset.
Oh, look at that! Just solved itself. It's funny how most technical
Just
difficulties.
turn it off and
Just
on.
turn on. Did you try turning it off and on? Dude, that's literally IT's first question. Did you try turning it on and off?
Right.
No. Well, try that. Oh, that's not the problem.
Oh, look, it works.
But you know, IT is a glorified, just like, what's it called? Just like
No, that's
guess and check.
That's like IT help desk. IT is like
Well, no. I have
The
friends.
behind
No, I
the
have friends of
scene.
mine who like are legit like IT architects. Like they like do systems. Like they're system builders.
That's
no,
IT.
No, they're hardcore. But like yeah, like the system, like the also they love to just like MacGyver the shit out of it. Like they won't necessarily solve the problem, but if they just do something that gets them past it, they're like, all right, I'm good, whatever.
yeah, they just solve it for a few months and then it's the next guy's problem.
Literally, it's so funny. Like
That's
They don't
That's
actually.
what the dead in America is.
They don't try to like solve an actual problem. It's just like, all right, let's just put a band-aid on this right now.
Yeah.
And like,
that's
yeah, oh, it
literally
works for you
life.
now? All right, cool, fine. And then like the next guy has to be like, all right, here's the real issue that the guy did not diagnose at all. It's happened to me multiple times in my current office, and it's like so annoying because it's knocked me out for like 5-6 hours. They're like, I don't know why your like Adobe isn't like installing or working right now.
Oh my god.
And like they have to like redo like the whole system to let it. It's like, oh yes, I don't really know what happened, but like we did this, we did that, and like it was really funny. And like they had to go up to 2 levels of engineers. Like the entry level wasn't good enough. They had to go up 2 levels to get to the guy who actually knows his stuff.
It's just incompetency.
Well, it's because like
left and right.
they're not really training them. They're just like it's all about like what's your experience working on these problems. So if you've 10 years working on like different IT problems, then like you do that. But again, they're a glorified like just Google search.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
But look, hey, they've done the Google searching. I'd rather just go to them than waste my time with it. That's called specialization in the economy, right? Like they've done that homework. I'd rather save my time, call them. They do it quickly in 5 minutes, supposed to be having to sit there for 2 hours finding the solution.
That's the point. Yeah. But I mean, like, I now know more IT than the IT guys in my company to the point where like we have so many internet issues. I had to go in during COVID just to test the internet. Like they didn't know how to download a file to test it themselves. Like you guys are stupid.
Like, did they call you and say, "Hey, Colin, can you help us out here?"
Yes.
Stop it. They actually.
Yes.
That's embarrassing.
I had to risk my life so I could
You had to-
download a couple
You're so
gigabytes.
brave. You're so brave, Colin.
I'm here for the people, guys.
You're so brave. It's like they're calling people to stay at home, like lazy pieces of shit. No, call us patriots and heroes.
Yeah, I mean, just not all heroes wear capes. Okay.
It's so insane. Although I will say, it's funny how like first off, we are really learning what is essential. Like
Fast food workers,
food workers, nurses, healthcare. It's like those are
nurses and doctors. That's a given.
Right, well, those I was given, but like low key, like truck drivers, like people that keep like the logistics economy going.
Infrastructure.
It's incredible.
And we're not even seeing all the people that are like working on the grid or whatnot.
No, of course, because like they're like in the warehouses.
Yeah.
But like all the truck drivers, all of the grocery store people, like they are essential. Because like who's gonna stack the
Absolutely.
shelves? Who's gonna help us? It's like it's incredible.
You know who's not essential?
Who?
You and me.
Oh yeah, no, well, I work for a small business. I'm not essential.
Nope.
Well, small.
I could make
real
a
estate.
case for me being essential.
Why?
Engineer. You stop engineering, you stop like producing.
They don't need to like build the car or your car.
Okay, I'm not saying for just a car. I'm saying engineer, just tech
I'm also
in general.
also essential.
You know who is essential?
Who's essential?
SpaceX.
What?
Yeah, that threw me for a loop.
Why?
It makes sense.
Why?
Government satellites.
Oh.
All satellites.
Well, because they got that contract.
They've got
no.
government
So, but
contracts.
without that contract, they wouldn't be essential.
I mean, they still do so many satellites. Satellites,
do?
Jeeps, just there's like thousands of satellites up
It's
there.
pretty crazy, by the way.
that
Like,
just run
I want to
everything.
see. Have you? Which movie is this show where like it shows like the world surrounded by like millions of satellites, like freaking Uranus type ring of satellites? Which
That's
show
probably
is
just
that?
like data is beautiful on Reddit.
No, but is it Futurama? Like it's like
Oh, I don't know.
I feel like I've seen a picture. It's a cartoon and like it shows the world like with a literally like a circle like
I've seen something.
Right? You know what I'm
like
talking
it.
about?
I didn't see it in a show. I thought it was Reddit.
could have been Reddit. I know.
I mean,
but,
I
like,
only go on Reddit and Rick and Morty these days.
Rick and Morty,
Hey,
dude.
Pickle
Rick.
Rick.
Rick and Morty is a brilliant show.
So good.
Brilliant.
So good.
Like so on point. Like it's pretty crazy to think
like
about
South
it.
Park went like this, and then Rick and Morty just swooped in.
South Park's still funny. It's just that like to me it's just like the absolute brilliance and like they are so on the ball, Rick and Morty. Like
Rick
there's
and Morty is so good.
they how do I describe it? Like the things they're talking about and calling out, well mostly Rick, like just calling out hardcore.
I love it.
And it's like, did you just put that out there? Like everyone's thinking it. Everyone's like it's like, and he just put it out there like that. Like I mean, it's how he presents it. It's the writers are brilliant. And it's funny because like it takes them a long time to write those shows. Like that's why the delay between season 3 and 4 was so long.
Oh, interesting.
It takes them a long time. South Park's weekly. South
Yeah.
Park actually is cool to hear their process. Is very stressful.
Oh yeah.
Very stressful.
Yeah, it's so.
Like they start on like Sunday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, they like lock themselves in a room basically with the ideas and like with their team, whatever it is, to build it. And then I think like Wednesday is like I think like screen write, whatever it is, fine. And then they have to like cut it quickly Thursday, Friday. That's like record it and like get the cartoons and everything.
Like I hear they get it to Comedy Central like with 20 minutes to spare.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Time.
It's actually crazy.
Like what the
very
fuck?
Stressful. Like I don't know, I couldn't do that. That would be crazy. Imagine a weekly stress like that. It's not like like a big project. Well, they have done acid.
Fair.
But
full circle
to the acid thing. Yeah, no. So it's like just so funny how like
I don't know how I'm gonna title this.
What's the
talk about acid or politics? Like fuck it.
I mean, it's musings, man. COVID musings.
Just COVID.
Just COVID, bro. Just COVID.
Ay.
COVID's a shit show. COVID's a shit show. It has changed our world forever. The work from home thing is going to be permanent. A lot of offices are like actually getting happy. They're like, do you guys like the expense of office space for like most businesses?
Okay, so here's a very, 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 very question. I don't even know what to put after that word very. So, because now I'm running like, I worked from home before COVID happened. Mm-hmm. And now running the whole studio here, the podcast, the YouTube, everything. My bills doubled.
Electricity, water, all that stuff.
My electricity is like $70 a month. And I don't have AC.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay. It's a small space.
It's a 500 square foot apartment.
It's not even like
I hang out in one room with one light, and it's $70 a month.
Well, your computer.
He's running the computer 18 hours a day. But right. I mean, so this is what I foresee happening is we're going to work from home. Our pay will be reduced. As in, you and I won't see it initially, but the raises will be smaller,
sure.
and new employment will be reduced because there's not going to be the overhead or whatnot. You don't have to come in. Oh, you get to work from home, so you will accept.
That's a perk.
Yeah,
they call it a perk.
They'll call it a perk.
Bullshit.
And now,
total bullshit. I hate that.
Monitors will be on you, keyboards on you, mouses on you.
Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't.
All office supplies on you.
I would no, but like
and now it's your electricity, your heating, your gas, your AC, all on you.
Office supplies, probably not. I just don't see that. I just don't see them deploying that kind of shit, especially for their business. You get reimbursed for that then. Like
nobody's gonna do the paperwork for Post-it notes.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go to.
It's not worth my time.
Amazon. You do it on one shot. It's an easy. Order it to your house. You get a receipt right there. Send it off to the billing to the office. That's easy.
Come on. And then you gotta go through your internal approvals. You gotta get the approval before you order it. You gotta get the approval after it. You gotta go through the internal audit. You gotta we use a third-party website, which is a pain in the ass, and then it's got to be approved by your manager with justification, and then his manager has to approve it, and then it gets to get approved by finance.
Bureaucracy is gonna have to cut down.
It's a lot of red tape.
Again, in my office, because we're not corporate, we're a family office. It's just like anything under $100, I can basically order. Like it's not gonna be an issue.
Right.
Like anything that's like office supplies, like hey, we need this for the office. Like okay. Fine. Like they're not like questioning that.
Dude, I'm still using monitors from the 90s at the office.
We get ours every 2 years upgraded. I've gone on monitor upgrade twice.
They gave me a $6,000 laptop and they won't let me get a new monitor.
That's so dumb.
I have to wear glasses because the monitor's so bad.
That's so dumb.
I don't understand it.
You lose out on like the aspect ratio is a big part of like
it's
those expensive.
Terrible. I'm going from 4K to fucking like 360p.
Okay. Also, like you can't even use it effectively. Like that's just it's like
it's just for emails and browsing.
I'm saying, but still, like first off, wait, what? There's no like software you have to do on it. There's no like different cool stuff. Even for us though, like, I mean, do I need a nice monitor? No, but like I have two screens, which makes my job way more effective. It's two like the wide screens. You know what I'm talking about? It's not just like a standard screen. It's like. Nah, it's not this big. This is a bigger one, honestly.
This is nice.
This is nice. If I had two of these, I'd be pretty boss. But
these are cheap.
How much are these?
This was like $300.
Really?
Yeah. I did all the research.
Oh, dope.
And like I got like top of the line like color correction and whatnot. I like found the best deal.
You paid for it.
Yeah.
I didn't pay for mine.
Yeah.
I got
Texas.
2 screens. I got 2 screens at my office now, and like it's like the thin bezel like screens, whatever. It's a Dell monitor, and like we got it through our IT providers. So like whatever deal they can get, because like they have a wholesale contract obviously with them. So I don't know what it cost honestly, but like the whole office got replaced basically. Like they replaced our desktops and our monitors like in the last like 6 months. Boss.
But like that's all gonna be on us now. So now to bring the question, like to finalize the question,
right.
I foresee us getting screwed.
More screwed?
Yeah, because like it's the ones who get screwed the most are in the middle, and like I know I'm gonna get a lot of heat for that, but like the people at the low end of the economy, they get help, and it's not enough. I agree. The people at the top get all the benefits. Yeah, I think there's a truck or something. And then, but the ones...
Can I hear you?
Can you not hear me?
No, I can't. I just, yeah, sorry. It's natural.
Yeah.
Sorry. We're good.
And so then the ones in the middle, we're just fend for yourself. You make enough that you can provide for yourself. You don't make enough to hit all the tax breaks, and you make so much that you don't get any of the government benefits.
Middle class.
I literally don't even get like the subsidies for college tuition now.
Damn.
Like everything that was sold to me, the whole program was like, oh, you take out these loans and you get all this government help when you need to pay them back. They're like,
you make too much.
You're an engineer. No. Like, well, yeah, I'm an engineer because I work
you
for...
disincentivize people from like getting ahead, basically.
Oh!
The unemployment thing, by the way, is ridiculous. People are making more money in unemployment than they did beforehand.
That's not supposed to be possible.
Well,
because I've been on unemployment before.
The government did that just now.
I hate
with
my life.
with this stimulus package. Do you know what someone told me yesterday? Oh my god, what a scam! Okay, so what this guy do? He took a pay cut at his firm. You can bring a pay cut to unemployment and be like, oh, I got a pay cut. I need support. So they supplement it and they add the $600 a week. He's making more money through the CARES Act.
Way.
I'm like, that's scheming as hell. Now, I didn't even think of that. And I'm like, should I do that? Like, what? It's like, legally, it's not a problem.
Helps
Legally,
the company.
it's not a problem.
Just adding more of that imaginary debt to the government.
I just don't. Here's my I'm thinking actually to bring up to my bosses like, hey, you guys could save money. Government just pay us more.
I would say, do it, but before you do it, dot the I's, cross the T's,
contract, get that shit in writing.
proofread everything.
Yeah,
because I'm a big proponent of get ahead where you can, as long as you're not putting others down.
But it's so scheming though. You realize like it's basically it's
yo, they're scheming us every day.
okay,
every day.
Two wrongs make a right. Like I'm onto that, but like it's crazy how like the government people. Okay, it's always been this way. Like government money is like viewed as like, oh yeah, just take government's money. Like who cares? Whatever. Like someone's gonna take it. Why not you? Kind of thing. You know? It's like
you're gonna end up paying for it at some point, but we all are. But I mean, like, dude, if you can cheat on a test, cheat on the test.
Really?
Absolutely.
What?
100%.
No honor system.
Why not cheat on the test? It's a bullshit metric that is never gonna happen in your professional life unless you're like a CPA.
Yeah, but if this so as a Jew, this is how I think through it. I cheat on this test, I get a better grade. Do a better grade, I get a better job. I get a better job, I get a better pay. That's stealing.
Nope.
Why not? Well, okay, my
better grade does not get you a better job.
You don't know that.
I do.
If this better grade got me to a higher honor, like, level. Let's say I went from Magna to Summa. Summa looks better than Magna, let's say, right? And because of that, I now enter a different bracket of, like, exceptionalism. Like, oh, wow, he's so good. He has Summa cum laude. You got a better job. If I get in my Jewish value system, that pay that you get, is that, like, it's all that stealing.
I have 2.5 degrees. Well, half it being a minor. I got paid less than my coworker who had 1 degree.
What was the difference between you two? You have no idea.
No difference.
Did he negotiate harder?
No.
She, I have no idea. He or she, I have no idea.
There was no difference.
So why do you get paid more? You can't tell me why you got paid more.
Because they thought they could offer me less, and I would take it.
And they were right.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't negotiate.
I found that out.
You did.
I went there, and I was like,
you know your value.
I need this or I'm leaving. He's like, why? I was like, because you gave this person more money, and they're not even with us anymore. And I did more than that person. I worked more than that person. I trained that person. You've been screwing me. My boss couldn't even look me in the eye.
Nice.
Got that money, got furloughed 2 months later. Company went under.
Are they officially done?
No.
No, they have that prototype I saw.
Fuck them. I don't know.
I mean, it looks really cool. I mean, I just...
Shut up, Benji.
No, I just don't know how it's like... It's
no idea.
It's a cool prototype, but is it feasible in any way to mass product? I don't think so.
But so back to my point of
Yeah.
cheating. Do it.
No.
Get ahead where you can.
Have an honor system. What is this? Cheat, like, screw them before they screw you kind of mindset. Like, you know,
No, it's
people aren't in control of things. This is where God's in play here, man. God's gonna make it all work out.
You think it's really important for like the job or getting the pay, and I say it's not, and I've experienced that it's not.
Wait, what do you mean? Oh, you're saying like the grades?
Nobody asked me about the grades. I got asked once, and there was no proof needed.
No transcripts have to be sent.
No, it's a professional job. They don't care. You don't. Also,
certain professions do.
The education system really doesn't set you up for the job.
Oh, that's the biggest joke of the whole thing.
I learned my entire job on the job.
Education is screwed.
It's a scam. It's the greatest Ponzi scheme in America.
But do you realize how screwed they are now?
Absolutely.
They're trying to justify these $50K tuitions to kids who are on Zoom classes, bro. People are like, no.
But so hang on, let me finish the point.
Yeah.
Because these tests, cheat on them, get ahead, because a lot of people don't test well. A lot of people have problems with it. When have you ever been in your professional career, you have to complete this assignment or this deliverable without resources? Never. So why do we have to take a test without resources?
Well, that's
knowing the material is knowing the material. Period.
That's like, okay, first of all, that's cheating. Questioning how they test and how they teach us the information is a different issue of cheating in general. Is cheating a good thing? That's a bad thing to be encouraging, because cheating doesn't... Ponzi schemers. Do you think they cheated just the Ponzi scheming? Or like they kind of rose to that occasion by the constant cheating they did throughout their entire life? I think someone goes from like doing nothing to Ponzi scheming. Bad habits, bad actor habit. Like you do not want to be encouraging that. Like, oh yeah, cheat where you can. Cheat until you get caught. Teach kids honor, respect, morals. Like just a simple kind of thing.
I can't say no to that.
You are questioning the testing system. How the education system is regurgitation. It is memorization. It is not actually an understanding of the material.
True. Yeah. Okay.
No,
fair.
that's the biggest, and I agree with that statement. Right? Like we're trying to test kids on, I don't know, economics, and it's like
the periodic table of elements. When have you ever needed the periodic table and not had the periodic table? You always get it.
Right.
Stupid.
I mean, personally speaking, I do like I don't know. I do well with those tests because I'm really good at memorizing shit.
I mean, like, I don't think I'm good at memorizing shit. I'm good at learning shit.
Understanding.
Like, I had a psych class where, you know, they give you, like, the study guide or whatnot.
Nice.
I wrote all the answers on the study guide and had it on my phone. So, like, big-ass lecture hall. And I'm literally just going off my phone, filling in the answers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, nice.
The fucking chick next to me, like, didn't like it. She turns in her test before me and goes and tells the professor.
When was this?
Sophomore year, let's say.
What happened to you?
Me being aware of my surroundings.
Deleted it.
Sees her go and talk to the professor. Professor makes eye contact with me. I'm like, no way, this bitch just did that.
That's what you do.
So I put the phone in my backpack, and she breathed down my neck for the rest of the test. She had no proof.
Did she see you put the phone in your back?
No.
You
because like I was 20 rows deep. So she didn't see me ever use my phone. She knew I was cheating, knew I had my phone.
I mean, cheat, it's wrong because like if you cheat and people don't cheat, then like the point is that it should be a fair, equal, like kind of testing situation.
Sure.
I mean, guys. I mean, I still remember guys behind me cheated in an accounting test.
But so
But I didn't tell them. I was like, screw you guys.
Yeah.
Like God, I was like, God will get back. Yeah.
So this is my caveat. I cheated, but I didn't step on anybody, and I didn't.
You did. You killed the curve.
It was a GE. It's not really curved.
Yeah, it is.
Those ones aren't curved.
Okay.
But yes,
If there's a curve, you're killing things.
yes,
That's for sure.
True.
Which these kids used to do.
So I didn't take
Especially the
any
frat guys.
opportunities away from anybody.
So you think. So you think. I mean, do you really know that you did that? Like maybe the professor only handed out a certain number of grades. Like, oh hey, like similar to a curve, but it's like, oh hey, like everyone gets a good grade, but like she got an A minus, I have an A because like he can't hand out every A in the book.
I only see most 98% of my classes that were curved were only curved if the class was failing.
Which they always were in the sciences.
Well, that's because it was University of Spoiled Children. Like,
No, it's not that. It's because they make things so effing hard for no effing reason.
and we're just too busy getting drunk.
I don't know about that necessarily.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, we had major tests and I was at the engineering parties.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's wild.
We had a major test the next day. We're all getting drunk the night before. It was stupid.
Well, because engineering's that. I feel like engineering's that degree that like the GPA doesn't matter as much as like just having the degree.
Fail together, pass together, and we're the ones designing planes and cars. Doesn't that freak you out? It's fucking scary.
Okay, so my friend's in pre-med. He just graduated USC, or he's about to. And he was coming from community college for 2 years. And the community colleges, they only test you on what they taught you. Right? If they taught it in class or it's in the syllabus, whatever they teach you. USC has this really bad habit of like, all right, we'll teach you this, and on the test we're gonna test you not on like this info we taught you, but on like that. So like, you have to take all the info that you learned and you have to apply it to a thing that we never explicitly taught you. And I'm like, what? That doesn't seem fair. Also in econ, I still remember econ for me also was microeconomics. It was the intermediate one.
Mm-hmm.
And like I did every practice test, every practice question. I was like, I know this stuff. I really do. Right? If he asks similar questions or like the basis of the questions, I can get these right. He asked questions that I was just like, I have no idea what you're even talking about. Like I did not do well in that class. I got a B or something, or B plus, something like that. But I was like, what the F?
I failed macro econ.
You don't need it. Why'd you have to take macro econ?
I don't know. I took it AP in high school.
Okay, it's different. Okay, fine. Macro.
But back to the cheating. I cheated on the test with the person
and
next
you
to me.
Still didn't do well?
So no, I passed the class.
Okay.
But the issue was, you didn't, or the loophole, you didn't have to take the final if you took the AP exam. I was going to fail that AP exam. But if I didn't take the AP exam, I was going to fail the final, which would have been bad.
So you just need to take the AP exam?
So I paid money to take the AP exam, and I got a 1 on it. A 1 out of 5.
Is that the lowest possible grade? Did you even show up to the AP exam?
Yeah. One of the questions, I just drew the dopest yin yang you've ever seen because I had no idea how to answer it.
So, wait. So I'll get it. So you only took the midterm, the AP exam, and the teacher's like, all right, you took the AP exam, so you're good.
Yeah, I had like a B plus in the class, and I knew nothing. Absolutely nothing.
That seems like a really stupid system.
Yeah. All of our education systems are flawed, my dude.
Well, we knew that. I mean, so I think, especially for us, so we see the bullshit.
Yes.
So like when we are, God willing, at the helm of our own companies or management, whatever it is, we're not going to fall into the trap of like, oh, he went to a nice degree, we're going to hire him.
Absolutely not.
We're going to go like, do you know your stuff? Like, I'm more likely, first of all, I'm looking to hire a kid who like had to work part-time and go to school.
Yep.
Like a full-time student.
That's me.
I'm saying, but like, yeah, you did. I remember that actually. But I was a full-time student. The fact that I didn't get like I agree with you. The fact that I didn't get better grades is an effing joke. What other responsibility do you have? Crush the classes. They're not that hard.
Absolutely not.
I was just lazy shit.
Yep.
I was like, I want to chill more. Which, looking back, like, what did I accomplish? Nothing. I just chilled. That's all I did, right?
God.
But as a student though, it's like, if you're working part time and also going to school and maintaining even a semblance of good grades, I'm like, yeah, that's work ethic right there. Like a 3.7 full time student versus a 3.5 part time working and full time student, I'm more impressed with the latter.
Absolutely.
I'm like, that's work.
Time management, baby.
Time management, work ethic, attitude, like that's amazing. And honestly, for me, I'm like, I don't care if you come to school or not. Can you add value to my company? Can you bring the skills needed for this job? I don't care how you got them. It could be online, it could be Khan Academy. I don't give a crap.
I'm just gonna hire everybody as a contractor and be like, you got a 3-month trial period.
Interesting. That's it. They do that for like programming and stuff. Like they give you a project to do. Like, hey, here's a project that we're gonna pay you for this. Okay, like it's not just be like, oh, go, like application, like you do the work for them.
No,
and then
absolutely pay them,
you'll be paid.
Pay
but
them
it's
what they're
like,
worth.
but you have to prove yourself, and then you can. Yeah, that's what will happen.
And you do it as a contractor because then you can just not hire them if you don't like them.
People. So I think that's gonna be a very popular thing. I think the internships will become contractor like kind of arrangements, where like you have to work your ass off and like show me that you actually can add value. Because if you can't, it's not gonna happen.
Also, I think with this work from home thing, I'm gonna do it slightly differently, because aspirations of having my own brand and whatnot. But it's like, you don't need to work 40 hours a week. Everybody knows it.
Get your work done.
Get your work done. And it's like, I don't know how to structure the pay or whatnot, but do the pay via the work. And it's like, we're going to have this much work, and however much you do, you'll get paid for. If it takes 60 hours, great. If you only want to do 20 hours because you got a vacation or something, that's fine. We'll give it to somebody else. There's always going to be work. It's like, this project's that much. This project's that much. Boom, boom, boom.
Oh, so you'll put values on projects?
I don't know how.
That's so tough.
It's
really tough. Also, because you'll be against like competitive, like guys will jack projects to someone else, or like, I guess it's a little too competitive.
I don't know how to do it, but I like it.
I mean, look, I like the flexibility.
Because, like, how am I going to pay somebody for 40 hours a week when I know there's not 40 hours of work?
Well, 1 week there's no 4 hours of work, but next week there is.
Yeah.
1 week there's 60 hours of work.
Yeah.
That's why you just kind of give them a flat pay structure.
Yeah.
Well, you can't really tell a guy like, all right, since there's less work today or this week, you're paying less. Like, you can't really do that.
True. But also, like, the objective would be that there's never less work. There's always 40 plus hours of work. Or, since I really don't believe in 40-hour work weeks, 30 plus hours of work.
Okay, my thing is, like you said.
So, like, you're obligated to do 30 hours, get these deliverables done, and you have the opportunity to do more.
It's deliverable based. It's like, these are the projects that need to be done.
Deliverable based for extra credit. Let's say that. For overtime.
For overtime. Get into a really sticky subject there also then. Because, like, time and a half. You have to pay time and a half.
No.
You can't. California, if you work more than 8 hours a day, it's already overtime.
I'm going to have 30-hour work weeks.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't go by work weeks. It goes by day. California. They changed that.
I'm going to make it so you only need to work 30 hours a week.
So
for
the
your
contract
full
will be contractor based. It won't be like employee. So they won't get benefits.
No, we'll get them benefits. I'm not here to screw people. I am not here to screw anyone. This whole brand is about making the life you want. And working for me would be a good life, a good opportunity. It's not to screw you, and it's definitely not. It would be more to screw me than it is to screw you.
Let's screw Colin.
Because, like,
Let's screw average millennial.
I don't want people working 40 hours a week. It's bullshit.
But
if you want to work
the
more,
work requires 40 hours a week.
I'll just get another employee.
No, you won't.
I will.
That's a lot of money.
I don't care. That's how I want to do business. I think our system needs to change. And I'm going to lead by example.
I don't think hiring people, well, they say I should hire people as a charity, but like, you can't treat your business model like a charity.
If I have enough, I'm going to be giving to charity anyways. So why can't I? I don't need a lot of money.
I'm not sure how viable it is though to like say, oh, if there's more than 40 hours a week of work, I'm gonna hire someone else. Do you have double the amount of work to do? Is it 40 to 80 suddenly? So, because like here's the thing, you're at 40. Oh, now it's 50 hours work a week. So now you're gonna get 2 people.
You just start accelerating timelines then,
and you'll do 25 a week.
That's scaling, is it not?
It is, but it's not. It doesn't work so linearly in the sense of like.
Well, then I'll talk to the employee. Be like, hey, we're at this middle, this interim where
communicate that. You know, of course, yeah.
We're above 30 hours a week, but we're not at 60, so I can't bring another person on. And I'd like to work with you. Are you interested in more hours? What can we do? And if not, are you interested in less hours while I bring somebody else on full time for that full 30
I think
hours?
Everyone's going to be like at 60, everyone's like, yeah, like I need help here. Like no one wants to work 60 hours a week.
Right. But let's say I'm at like 45. So I need somebody for 30 and somebody for 15 or 2 people for 20.
Right.
22 and a half math. You know, maybe he's looking to have a kid and or she, the person, is looking to have a kid or spending more time with their family or something. Mm-hmm. People like to change up their life. They've worked this long, they can get a few reduced hours for the next 6 months or something.
People will trade those perks. That's why women take less pay, because they like the benefits, the other like the intangible benefits.
Right.
That are given to women, which is like.
And I think if you're just straightforward with.
Yeah.
I think it would work.
Yeah, theoretically, but you have to find the right individuals. Because I don't think everyone should be trusted with that kind of.
Oh, absolutely not. That's why it's like, you know, obviously I'm going to hire the wrong person at some point in time. But if I can get the right people to stick and stay, I treat them well, they'll treat me well.
I tend to agree with that. Yeah, it's true. There shouldn't be like a fight or like a struggle between ownership and management and all that stuff.
And I mean, from day one, I've never been about making the millions. I already make enough now. Like, I don't need to do any of this. It's to change my life and to change the life of others.
Well, I thought that was more like through the content, not through your company like structure.
There's multiple ways to do it.
It's true. Tom.
Shooting the shotgun, trying to do everything. Some people don't want to be their own boss.
Worker bees.
And some people would rather prefer the structure. So I can give them the structure too. I'm going to need help. I'm going to have spots where I need others to work on it, even though I hate giving control. I hate giving it up. But
like control, but it's like they'll lead a project and they give it and they bring it to you.
Yeah, I hate it.
Getting feedback so easy.
Yeah.
Problem is the vision might be very different.
Yeah. So
but it might be better than what it's like. Wow, this is like not what I envisioned, but I like where you went with it.
It's gonna be. I think I can do that part right.
Empowering people is, I think, never a bad thing. I think people tend to impress you when you truly empower them. Not just like give them responsibility, but like empower them. Mm-hmm. Like you give them encouragement and like, you know, you show them that like you are capable like of doing this, you know. Like my boss is just, I find, just give me responsibility. I don't necessarily think that they think I can do it. I mean, they obviously do because they're giving it to me, but like, I don't know. It's like I don't feel empowered when I do it. It's more just like, all right, more work to do. I don't feel inspired to do the work. You know what I'm saying?
It's like busy shit.
Yeah, kind of. It's like this last project I had to do was like a huge like days long project of like I had to basically like act as a tenant prospect for like a bunch of buildings in like a certain area in LA. Go to all the buildings and whatever, and like act like I was like interested in renting, and like I had to like give feedback on the websites because like we have our own property in the area that's like not leasing properly. And I remember, like, it was cool. It was fun in certain ways, but it was just, like, a lot of work. So I had to drive there. I had to, like, answer emails, phone calls, like, act like, oh, hey, yeah, looking at a studio, 1 bedroom, you know. I had to do this whole, like, BS backstory thing, whatever, and, like, kind of judge each one or write notes on each one.
Interesting. So why didn't you like that?
I did not like it. It was just, like,
sounds like you didn't like it.
I'd rather do nothing. But also, it's not my job. In the sense, like put it this way, that was not a job that I signed up for. Like, that's like property management job. That's like property managers. Let's say your property manager is like for an apartment building. Their job is to go around and do that kind of like market survey kind of stuff.
Okay.
This was like, well, we have no work to do right now because like I'm in acquisition officially. Like that's my main job, acquisition, but we're not in acquisition mode at all because of COVID. So now it's like do other projects. So I've been on like random projects. Like looking at websites is not also, that's like a more of a marketing and design and branding project. Like I don't know website design. Obviously I did like start to understand website design a little bit from doing this project. So I learned something, but like I'm not sure how relevant it is for my overall job, like moving forward even. Right.
Maybe not your job now, but your
right.
next
I mean,
job.
I do have a deeper understanding about how a tenant prospect looks at a website and how to make it much, well, basically there was one website that just blew me away of this like one area, and like they crushed it. Like it was like this minimal, sleek, cool design, super like amazing branding, easy to go through, like navigate the website, and it translates well to mobile. Like I could tell, it's like this is the best website by far. So I saw what was good and what was bad, but I was like, okay, like so now I know how to design a website conceptually speaking. If I ever make a website for a property that I own, whatever it is.
I mean, is that not like one of your future steps? To like have your own properties and lease
yeah,
them out?
but like to get to that level of like, so like to
Because like I'm thinking about it.
I mean, to make a website for your property, like there's a certain size it has to be. So that's like many years down the line, probably. Like I don't think I'll be developing for a long time. Developing takes a lot of capital, and or I can raise the capital.
An Instagram.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that really translates to Instagram.
I don't know, but like if it hasn't, it will.
What do you mean? Instagram for a property?
Yeah. I'd much rather go on Instagram and look
medium.
at houses than like, you know, try and navigate Zillow. Zillow doesn't do it great.
That's a different medium. This is like specifically website. Like I can now tell you
but
what
now
a
you
good
can
website
take
looks
that,
like.
the pros from those websites and
Right.
bring it into a different medium.
Right.
Look at the boom.
That sounds like effort.
So where do you want to put your effort?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Where does B Dubs want to put his effort? Because it's obviously not where it is right now.
No, like I don't know. I'm just like, I just want to find a girl, bro. I just want to find a girl and get married, right? No, it's stupid.
But you don't. I mean, you do, but that's not it.
Yeah, of course not. That's a distraction.
Right.
That's a distraction from like the main issue.
Thinking with a different head.
Yeah, but God only gave us enough blood flow to use one at any given time.
So use the other right now.
Hold on, I have to like get the blood thrush back.
Yeah,
okay.
right.
Robin Williams in the line actually was really funny. That's a Robin Williams line. Like God gave us two heads, but only enough blood flow to go to one. That's it. But it's only enough blood flow to go to one at any time.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that guy was so great. I don't know what I want to do. I mean, I like real estate. I like, concept, but it's just like, I guess it's...
Screw it. You like it. Throw it out. Done.
What do you mean?
Easy. I'm not... You only got one life to live.
Right.
So why are you going to settle for like?
Will I ever love something is the question.
Then yes.
I
Absolutely.
I don't know for sure.
I do. No, I know that for sure for you.
No, I'm saying, but like, I don't know. Like, because like, I don't like, does one need to feel fulfilled at their job?
Yes.
In
Just
order
flat out.
In order to have said job, like maybe I feel fulfillment from like my family, and that's good enough for me.
You do your job 40 plus hours a week.
Yeah.
You spend more time at your job than with your family.
I'm saying, but like,
So yeah, you gotta love your job.
I mean, I have to like it. I have to like find enjoyment in it, whatever it is. But like, do I have to have like this deeper purpose? But real estate, I don't care what anybody says. It's all about the money. Mm-hmm. I like. I'm hard pressed to think someone's like, I find fulfillment from real estate. Like, they'll tell themselves like, oh yeah, like we want to provide like a great housing for our people. I'm like, y'all full of shit.
My thought is,
y'all try to make money.
It's all about the money so that they don't have to work. Because once you have all that money, then you can spend your life doing what you want.
So you think it's all about financial freedom?
Absolutely.
That's what they keep saying on Instagram, right? All these guys who like just
it's
keep buying
all
real
about
estate.
Financial freedom. Because if you if you didn't have to worry about money,
you
wouldn't work.
So that's about what it is. Financial freedom. Real estate provides me the best avenue, seemingly, to have financial freedom. It's true, for sure.
Okay.
Real estate is the like one of the best avenues to go about.
Yeah, 90% of all millionaires are through real estate.
Right. So that's what I'm looking for. Real estate to me provides that avenue. It's just really hard to do it.
So then now I would challenge you with, is it all about financial freedom? Because I'm willing to bet, I'm pretty certain on this, that once you obtain financial freedom and you quote unquote retire, you're going to get bored real quick.
Yeah.
Within a year, easy.
Yeah.
Depending how long you burnt yourself out for making those millions.
Right.
So why not make enough money doing something you really enjoy, desire, feel fulfilled with, whatever type of words you need?
Judaism, it's like the concept is it's all spiritual.
Right.
Like the fulfillment is actually in the service of God. And
so why not make enough money doing that thing, and then you don't ever have to retire?
You don't make money off of like learning like Torah. Not really, at least.
Nobody's found the medium to make money.
No,
I mean, that's what rabbis do, right?
Yeah, it's kind of this weird situation of like they're not like.
Yes, but I'm not. That's not my point. My
Okay,
point
yeah.
is, what would be that thing for you?
Yeah, I don't have a good answer. I don't. I don't have a good answer.
That's what this is about.
Right? Right?
That's the bulk of this podcast, this brand, this everything is finding that. Is showing people how to question that, how to find it, and then how to do it. Because I'm at the how to do it, and damn, it doesn't get easier after finding it.
Yeah.
It's hard. Like, this is the first time I've set this shit up all COVID. This is the
tough.
first recording all COVID.
Yeah, well, COVID's changed us all, right?
It's brutal. So, like, to me, it's very clear what I want to do. Even just doing this is fun. This is enjoyable. I feel like we've talked about a bunch of great things. And, like, yeah, this is a long podcast. Is it super cohesive?
No.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
It's just conversation. It's just conversation.
But, like,
Just
I think I can split it up into 5 or 6 different, like,
little clips.
clips.
Good, nice things to talk about.
Yeah. And, like, that's cool. And, like, springboard from it, whatever. Do a bunch. I mean, this is fun. Like, if I could do this for the next 40 years, definitely the next 10, that's really cool. And, like, build up that real estate on the back end just to have the financial security or whatnot, because that's the thing to do.
That's the thing to do.
Yeah. But, like, because that's the thing to do, it doesn't have to be the goal. It doesn't have to be the number one thing. Like, it will happen if I make more money. So,
Right.
what would be your thing? Have you questioned yourself? Have you let yourself get bored and really passionate? What have you been passionate about in your life besides Judaism and finding a woman?
Aren't all guys passionate about finding women?
Some are passionate about finding a man.
Right. I mean, you know what I mean. You're
Yeah.
not a partner.
I mean, so, like, let's throw that one out. Let's say that one doesn't make money.
right.
Just trying to simplify it, create some bounds, because when you have no bounds, analysis paralysis,
Right.
like you were saying, it's very difficult.
Right. I guess I haven't really had that meditative questioning of the thought process, of the values, of like, all right, where do I want to put my energy towards? Because I can distract myself. I have a job. I'm good. All right, fine. I'm working towards something. I'm okay. Blah blah whatever. And like, yes, I'm not only that. I'm not that much better off right now than like a college kid.
Right.
Basically.
That's where I was the past few years.
Yeah.
And I mean, I had the girl, I had the job. My life was just degrading.
Well, because you had the wrong job and the wrong girl.
It's the same job.
Wrong company.
It's still the wrong
Okay,
job.
well, the wrong girl. That was for sure. I'm going to slap you in the face right now, bro.
No comment.
I'm going to slap
No
you
comment.
in the face.
It was very close to being the right girl.
No, it wasn't.
It was close.
Bro.
I've never had more chemistry, and I'm just going to leave it at that. Save the girl talk for another day.
I'm going to slap you in the face. Okay.
Make good content.
Should have a slap across.
Boom.
I wonder how a slap sounds like on these mics. Oh, shit. That sounds really intense.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
I won't slap you. No, I'll just metaphorically slap you.
But so, yeah, before the next podcast, that's what I want to talk about.
It's homework?
Next one.
Dog, I left school.
Homework.
I left school to get away from homework.
It's not homework.
It's homework.
This is
Life work.
spiritual work.
Spiritual work.
You love your spiritual work. You do it every Saturday.
Yeah, because I do it every day, actually.
Okay, fuck you. Mr. Overachiever here.
It's daily. It's not my rules. It's God's rules. It's the Jewish practices.
Why not do it this way? God will tell you if he or she doesn't want you to do it this way.
I'm not a prophet, so God does not talk to me like that, really, honestly.
I think you're a prophet.
I mean,
I think I'm a prophet some days.
I'm prophetic sometimes, but I'm not a prophet. I mean, like, I happen to be right sometimes, but I wouldn't say God is speaking to me saying, B-dubs, do this. He's doing that. At least that I know of.
But I'd say question it.
Right.
I mean, I feel like in my experience, I went to a darker place when I questioned everything, and it sucked, and it got really hard. But going through that darker spot brings up more light.
Right.
It broadens my view, broadens my depth of field. Everything changes then. Like the man I am today and the man I was 3 months ago, very different. Right. The man I am today and the man I was 6 months ago, huge difference. 9 months. Dude, compared to the person I was last year, like I wouldn't even hang out with myself last year.
I can't say I've had that kind of dramatic change, like, in a while. Is that I can, like, properly, like, quantify or even, like, picture, really. Because I feel like, I mean, not that I haven't grown as a person. Like, I think there's always growth if you're growth-oriented, but, like, probably not anything dramatic like you in that regard.
So, let's push it.
Oh, you mean effort? You mean, like, trying?
Yeah. It sucks, doesn't it?
But it's funny because, like, I've read about people who, like, are addicted to productivity. Like I want to do that. Like, I want to be those guys who are addicted to being productive.
I mean, I can give you the structure to become addicted to it.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
It's simple. The concept is so simple.
It's not easy, though. Simple and easy are very different words. Simple means I give you a plan. Easy implies sitting your ass on the couch and it comes to you.
I never
Shit
said
ain't
easy.
No, I'm just saying, but people use those words. I think they like use them
interchangeably.
Interchangeably, thank you. And like, it's just not true.
It's not.
Like a workout plan, simple. Print it out for you.
You just do this for the next year and you'll be ripped.
But to actually pick yourself up every day, go to the gym, eat properly, sleep right, hydrate properly, all that good stuff. That's hard.
Without slippage. That's what's really hard.
Well, that's the thing. I think consistency, right? Like, you can have slippage. It's a matter of getting back on. I think.
But consistency becomes easy.
Right. It's habit building.
Mm-hmm.
It's about building habit. Yeah, so it's about... And your brain is neuroplasticity, so like you actually it's training your brain. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I think you've been through this already.
So simple.
It's so simple, right?
Like
just watch a couple of videos. And it's like it's there, right?
You just trick your brain, and then you don't even have to think about it.
Yeah.
And then it is as easy as sitting it on the couch because you don't.
Because it's like sitting on the couch.
Yeah, you don't know.
It's like sitting on the couch.
Yeah,
You're doing stuff.
You're sitting on the couch.
Right. I hear you. Yeah.
Much, much, much easier said than done because I am in a rut. An object at rest stays at rest, and I am at rest. And I'm hoping to use this as a catalyst to get back into motion. Because now I have a 2-hour-long podcast to edit, critique,
and try and see if we can find any gold nuggets in here.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something. Could be. And like I said, just have a conversation. No structure. Just talk. Just talking among friends.
I mean, I think we've hit all the points I wanted to hit.
Right, but in like varying degrees of time as well as like depth. I mean, we went on tangents galore because that's literally how I talk.
That's good.
Which also is a problem. I have no idea how to talk properly. Ugh.
You'll learn.
I'll learn, right?
Yeah.
I'm a tangential thinker. That's my problem. Because I'm like, oh, I have like these 5 things that all connect what you just said. So I'll try to bring them all in. But then after like 2 or 3, I've lost track of where the hell I was trying to bring it to. And it just goes off another direction.
I rope you in sometimes.
No, but on like on this date last night, like I couldn't keep a train of thought. Also, I was so tired. I felt like so tired.
This is the beautician, right?
Hairstylist.
Oh, my bad. Different word. Same
No,
point.
she's hairstylist.
Yeah, I need her.
Yeah, you need her. You need her.
So I'm intrigued. Am I allowed to like go in a little bit?
With what?
Actually, I could just clip whatever, but it
With
is
her?
live.
What, with her?
Yeah.
What about her? What do you want to know?
Nah, never mind.
Nah, never mind.
Never
Off
mind.
camera.
Yeah, I don't want to say something that we don't want out there because it's honestly already out there. Because I can't clip it because it's out there.
Well, what are the odds that she would ever even see this?
I'd say very high
Why?
because like if this is the keeper, she's going to see it because we're going to be successful.
Right. I guess. But then, yeah.
Law of attraction. You want to attract her, attract her. I want this success. I want to help people. It's gonna happen. Period.
Question is, how do you know you want this?
I want it. I figured that out. For
No,
sure.
with the girls I'm saying. With a certain girl.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter, just choose one. They're all the same.
No, because like your opinions and your ideals and you as a person will change. If those change with it, that's fine. And like nobody can hold that against you.
What do you mean?
People change and people develop.
Right.
Just because you love someone now doesn't mean you'll love them in 5 years.
Well, that's a bigger debate about how you view love. Love is constantly changing, for sure. It's constantly developing between a couple. But what is love? Love is a commitment to love somebody. That means as people change, you still commit to doing the things that they need to feel love. Both people.
I would say you commit to that. Love isn't a commitment. Love is not a commitment to them, but a commitment to trying. Because people are going to change and develop.
Right.
And if they change and develop into a way that is undesirable for you, you shouldn't be forced to stay in that relationship.
Again, it's about marrying. So that's brings point. They both need to be committed to it. Okay. This is a line, I'm sure I've told this before, but like there's a line that I read in a book. It's by Orson Scott Card called Pathfinder. He has a line. It's a science fiction novel that has nothing like. I'll say this line. There's like this quote, and like you'll be like, where the hell is that in this book? But anyways. Mm-hmm. Quote goes, for children, love is a feeling. For adults, love is a decision. Children wait to see if their love is true by how long it lasts. Adults make their love true by never wavering from their commitment.
That is a very good loophole for the point I was making.
It's not a loophole. It literally just like it turns what you're saying on its head because it's like it's not about you developing differently. It's about the fact that you're committed to it. You're making your love true every single day by doing things that show love and you're working towards a relationship. I don't think you can like grow out of love with somebody unless you've lost the commitment.
Well, my final caveat to the point was going to be was what if the person you fell in love with now turned into a heroin addict? And that's something that you can't stand by.
You're shit out of luck then, bro. That means that person
broke
lost the commitment
as
exactly.
well. And that's where it's like that's the
both
perfect
people
loophole.
need to be make their love true by never wavering from their commitment. Why won't I do heroin? Well,
long laundry list of things.
but like just I mean, besides the fact it's like an addictive drug and kills your life, etc. Let's just go back to like also cheating, right? Why would I not cheat on somebody? Because simple as this. How would you feel if you were cheated on? Like shit? Okay, then don't cheat on your partner. Obviously, it's more complicated than that with people, but I'm saying, like, there are about 20 steps that happen before someone actually cheats on their partner.
20.
It's an exaggeration. But the point is, like, there are many there are many safeguards that are being blown through before a person starts cheating. Okay? Once they cheat, it's like, wait, where did that go wrong? So if you're really committed to your partner, you wouldn't be cheating on them. Full stop. Full stop. Because you wouldn't even get to that point, because you'd be like, whoa, at the first safeguard, you're like, whoa, wait, hold on. Well, this is
right.
This is bad territory. And like, people will be like, oh no, it's not a big deal. Like, I'm just talking to my coworker late at night, texting. Like, no, it's fine. Like, dude, like, that's inappropriate. Like, that's inappropriate.
Inappropriate.
Okay? But people will kind of tell themselves, oh, it's not a big deal. Like, dude, you're losing the commitment. Why is that? I don't know. But like that's why for me, I can never even imagine myself cheating. Because, but again, it's partly because I love myself so much. It's like, I wouldn't want her to cheat on me.
Right.
Like, because that would make me feel like shit. Right? So it's basic human consideration at that point. Like, oh, I don't want to be treated that way, so don't treat others that way. There's a concept in the Torah for that. Ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. Love your neighbor like you love yourself. So if you love yourself and you know how you want to be treated, it's very easy then to act towards others in that way, because it's like just a simple mirroring. That's so easy. That, to me, it's like such a simple concept that I think everyone can relate to. Oh, I don't like when someone cuts me in line, then don't cut the other person in line. Like, it's like you act towards others. It's seriously, you act towards others the way you want to be treated.
So I'm going to take this on a twist, because good point. But so you treat others the way you want to be treated.
Mm-hmm.
I would say a lot of us, and us as in average millennials and people just in general, we treat ourselves worse than we treat others.
Correct. We
let ourselves slip, where, like, if I had a kid, I wouldn't let the kid slip. I wouldn't want to let the kid slip.
As good parents, they'll let their kids fail sometimes. It's good teaching.
Yes, but like, as in, like, I would do what I could to instill all of the values I want them to have, more so, like, as in, yes, let them fail, let them screw up,
right? But
like, not let them give up type of thing. Whereas for me, well, I just gave up on making videos for the past month.
Right.
And like, if I was working with you, I wouldn't have let you give up on making videos for the past month. I would have been there as the emotional support or whatnot, and the help and the push that you needed just to get over that hurdle.
Right.
But for myself, I was like, I could take a break.
Because you're forgiving of yourself. We make excuses for ourselves because we love ourselves. Like, oh, it's not a big deal, we're okay. But also, like, even how we talk to ourselves, right? I think we're not gentle with ourselves. We're very harsh, because there's no facade. We know what's up. We like to repress it, we like to numb it, but like, we know. Other people, we can just literally choose to see the good and encourage them and inspire them and say, yo, you got this, bro. Like, you have it within your capability to do this. You're your own worst enemy, right? Like, we talk so much nicer to everybody else because that's how we want to be treated, right? Or like, we know that's how we want to be treated. But then, like, when we talk to ourselves, why are we calling ourselves idiots or saying, like, it's funny, I think it was Bruce Lee who wrote this or said this. He's like, your brain doesn't know the difference between, like, self-talk and talking to someone else. So, like, if you talk badly about yourself, your brain believes it. Like, positive thinking is very effective at, like, enforcing and training yourself to, like, think positively, be active, be productive, all those things that, like, everyone wants to be successful, whatever it is. Don't talk down to yourself. Like, and you can catch yourself in that. I mean, it's, I'd say, almost impossible to, like, completely stop negative thinking. But if you can catch yourself early on, you can retrain your brain. I think you've talked about this before. Like, you just retrain your brain to, like, actually positively think. Where, like, you try to be negative, but you can't. You're just like, no, I'm having a good day today.
Yep.
That like, it's like, I want to be mad. I want to be mad, but I can't. I love today.
Freaking weird.
But I'm saying, but imagine doing that every single day. Imagine like training your brain. And the thing about the greats who are successful, like guys like Kobe Bryant. Yeah, he was great, but he stayed great. So like just because you train your brain now to get to where you are now, doesn't mean the training stops. Because there's always
I let it stop.
The greats don't let it stop. Guys like Kobe, guys like Michael Jordan is The Last Dance. I've been watching all of the documentary. I don't know if you've really been into that, The Last Dance, really. So I've been watching it though, and it's like really because I was a kid, so I didn't really know Michael. Like I didn't really follow him. Kobe was my guy. Kobe was my Jordan. So Kobe.
Chicago. Jordan was my Jordan.
Yeah, but were you watching those finals? Were you watching those championships? You were young.
I was young.
So I was too young to understand. Like, I knew Jordan was. Jordan was like just everyone knew Jordan. Like without even knowing, like I just knew Michael Jordan, best player in the world.
Right.
But then watching this documentary, like he's the GOAT for a reason. I mean, there is no one like Jordan. I mean, the global icon that he was. I mean, the things he did on the court, like it's just incredible. Maybe he's not the greatest in like maybe like everyone's like, oh, LeBron has better stats and this and everything. I'm like, okay, but you can't even question Jordan's greatness at the time. I mean, this is a guy who literally can't walk. Like it's like he was the first of his kind. He was the first global superstar. He was the face of the NBA. He was the face of the international expansion. Like after the Dream Team 92 Olympics, like his face was everywhere. I mean, anyways, long story short, he became great. He worked at it. He wasn't always the best. He was cut from his junior varsity team. You know that? He cried about it. He wasn't always Michael Jordan. Now, granted, his freshman year of UNC, he like hit a buzzer beater to like to I think win a championship. I mean, like or win some playoff game, whatever it was. Like he's a beast. He constantly trained though, constantly getting better, constantly doing it.
Right.
And guys like Kobe, arguably he became the best player. Let's say probably 05, 06 was when he became like the best player in the NBA. Like it was like this guy would get triple teamed and they still couldn't stop him from scoring. He was incredible, but he had to keep his edge. He had to like the guy was legendary for like starting workouts at like 3 or 4 a.m. There's a story about in the Olympics, practice started at 8. So all the players came down, whatever, 7:45, 8. Like they're in the lounge or the conference room, whatever it is, like getting breakfast. Kobe comes in, dripping in sweat. He's got ice on both knees, on his shoulders, and he's just like, "What's up, guys?" And like, there's like, "Where have you been?" He's like, "I've been up since 4. Did my first workout, and I'll work out with you guys." He runs another practice with these guys and outworks them. This is a guy who every day, and it's tough. It's not just a physical grind; it's a mental grind to like keep that up. I mean, I think he has a book about like how he has his mentality, the Mamba mentality, but like it's the Mamba mentality. It's not just getting there; it's staying there as the best. You know, so I think people in general, not just you, but everybody, like rest on their laurels. Like they see like a bit of success, and they think, yeah, it's enough. But it's like, no. You try and be the GOAT out here. Will you become the GOAT? Maybe not. But if you don't constantly work at it, and I mean work at it, it's not going to happen. If Kobe stopped working the way he did in 05, 06, would he have won those next 2 championships? Would he have become he's the only guy I've ever heard of that has 2 jerseys retired. And you could actually split 24 and 8. You could split either of them. Both of them are Hall of Fame careers by themselves. That's why both got retired.
Right.
But the only way the second one becomes the Hall of Fame career is if he wins those 2 championships. And actually, the second one is actually where he won the MVP as well. But like, he had to constantly work at it. And this is a guy who even like at the end, he was pushing his body. He was going into like experimental treatments of his body, like the stretches, like to get his body prepared for all those games in his last season. To hear that process, he had 12-person team, massage therapists, like, nutritionists, like it was crazy. Like they were on the cutting edge of science to get him on the court.
Jeez.
But he did it. But he was like, yo, mentally I can do this, but physically I can't. Physically I've worked my body to the bone. And that's why he loved retirement. He was like, look, I did my best. I crushed it. Became a GOAT. I mean, and arguably his second career, his post-retirement career, was looking to be equally as successful. The guy made a couple of investments. He invested in body armor early on, like $6 million. I think it was bought by Coke or something, and it was worth like $200 million. His stake.
Damn.
I mean,
Yeah, right. Nuts.
I mean, like, and like he had the Mamba Academy. He was like, into women's basketball because his girl Gigi, who died with him on the helicopter crash, like she was into women's basketball and she wanted to play, and like he was just this amazing human being. It seems like, but that was a constant push. He never rested on his laurels. He never rested and said, I've done enough. There's always more to do, and not in a. And he was brilliant, by the way. Like, people, I think, don't realize how smart that guy was. Like, he scored, I think, a 1540 or 1560 on his SATs. He was actually really smart. He was really smart. Like, it's not like this guy was, like, just the guy who shoot a ball. Like, there was a lot of intellectual capacity that the guy would study the referee's handbook to gain an edge. There's a story about him, like, yeah, I studied the handbook, so I knew where they had to be positioned in certain situations. So I could get away with like hand fouls and traveling, and they couldn't tell because of the angle of where they had to be to like see the play. I'm like, talk about like going after like nuances there, bro, to gain an edge. I mean, that's a guy who's like, he's the top, and he's still looking for that edge. He's still looking for it, and I don't think either of us are close to the top, right? We're not close to being the best, but even at the top, there's still room for improvement. Right. Now, there's definitely diminishing marginal returns as you move up the ladder, as you move up in the food chain, so to speak, right? But there's still work to be done. There's still this thing we work for is perfection. We're all working for that thing we call perfection. And it's really impossible.
You just keep raising the bar.
Matthew McConaughey said it best. The person, he was asked by somebody at 25, who's your model? Who's your role model?
Me in 5 years.
Me in 5 years. All right, 5 years. What is that? Maybe another 5 years. You can never catch him. You never catch him. That, first off, that sounded like it was obviously a prepared speech, but like that sounded so off the cuff when he said it at the Academy Awards, and I was like, that's inspiring. And this is a guy, by the way, who wasn't considered like an actor until his later roles. Like, the guy was a perennial typecast of like, romantic comedies, and like people didn't take him seriously as an actor. But he's like, no, I'm an actor. I'm not just it's guys like Jonah Hill also. Jonah Hill also was like just a comedy guy. Now he's a respected actor. I mean, he basically begged Martin Scorsese for the role in Wolf of Wall Street.
Right.
All these guys, again, they're constantly working. They're constantly striving for more. And like, honestly, want to ask them, like, what keeps you going? And but it gets back to your point. They found their passion. When you find your passion, there's a natural curiosity that constantly drives you to do more, to constantly find more, which is advice I should give myself right now, because do I, find that thing that like there's a natural pushing of the envelope no matter what. It's like, oh, that's interesting. Like, just keep going at it. Like, and yes, money, hopefully the thing you are passionate for also, can pay the bills and make you money, but like the money will come if you find your passion. That's what they say. Yeah. That's kind of all I have to say on the pushing yourself aspect. To be the GOAT, you got to push it.
That's it. Say push it, and your financial freedom will come.
God willing. Look, it doesn't matter how much you work. You still got God still has to be in play. Here's the thing. All the work you can do, but there still requires things to work out, right? And I think that luck is when preparation meets opportunity. So, it takes 20 years to be an overnight success. That's that kind of thing, right. It only takes one good year after 10 years of working your ass off to like crush it.
Right.
You have to be ready for it.
We're in the grind phase right now.
We are supposed to be in the grind phase. Yes.
So let's grind it.
Grind.
Yeah.
Grind. Grind until the luck hits. Grind until God shows you, hey, the grind was worth it. It's laying the groundwork, Yeah. The house, this way, the most annoying part of any building, by the way, is the foundation. The most. It is like the most complicated, but without the foundation, the rest of that building is going to fall. So lay the foundation right now. Basically.
That's it.
That's all we got. That's all we got right now.
Yep. And now Now we're gonna wrap up so that we can lay more foundation.
Yeah, lay that foundation, bro. Find your foundation.
All right. So this has been sweet. Not sure how to wrap it up, but
Is there a really good way to wrap it up? Just see you next time.
I mean, we're just working on that foundation for the next few years.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, so this is the end of podcast 1. You got anything else to leave them with?
No, just go out and do you. Don't settle.
Don't settle. All right, we'll see you next